The 93X Half-Ass Morning Show podcast is sponsored by Standard Heating and Air Conditioning.
Standard Heating and Air Conditioning is currently hiring experienced and entry-level HVAC technicians. Apply today at standardheating.com.
The 93X Half-Ass Morning Show. 93.
The Kansas City Chiefs played the New York Jets, and for the second weekend in a row, Taylor Swift was at the game cheering on Travis Kelce. And if you took a drink every time they showed Taylor on TV, you're in your hangover era.
A man was denied entry to a Philadelphia Phillies game last week after he tried to bring his emotional support alligator. Not because of the gator, but because Philadelphia has very strict laws against emotional support.
Right now, the most popular show on Max is a British dating show with full frontal nudity called Naked Attraction. Everyone's British, so the bodies are nude. It's the teeth that are blurred out. And I think
Honestly, it's showtime!
Yeah, we're rolling. It's 5:42 a.m. And we can't thank you enough for listening to the 93X Half-Ass Morning Show. Big damn day for Twins fans here in town. I'm one of them. Josh, my stomach is already feeling a little bit iffy.
Are you nervous?
Yeah, I am.
Hoping they break the losing streak today?
I'm wound pretty tight.
Are you wearing any Twins gear? I got my Twins hat. Anybody else?
Oh, no.
No.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I got my Circle Me Bert t-shirt.
Oh,
cool.
That's an awesome shirt.
Yeah, I thought I better put something on.
And you said you are, Wapple?
Yeah, I got like a generic Twins t-shirt
What?
underneath here.
I like that shirt as well. Give
What
it
do
to
you
me.
mean, generic?
Let me hang on to that shirt.
Yeah, you can have it.
I had a guy try and steal my bike once, and that's what he came up to me. He's like, hey, man, let me hang on to that bike.
Oh.
That's how he said it. I thought, I've never heard somebody say that before in the process of a burglary.
Let me hang on to that thing
Let
for a little
me
while.
hang on to that.
Did you give it to him?
No, he took it.
Okay.
No, I didn't give it to him. I rode off as fast as my block-shaped feet would allow.
I'm so literal, I would let him hold my bike.
You just
have
want to hold it? You
Yeah.
promise?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You promise you're going to hold it for
Let me hold on to that for you.
Yeah, the Twins play game one of their best-of-3 wild card series over there at Target Field this afternoon against the Toronto Blue Jays. 3:30 start time.
It
And like
felt,
John, yes, Ashley?
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there. It felt pretty good when I wanted to see how much the tickets were going for.
Sure.
And on Google, it says Minnesota projected to win or likely to win. That felt pretty good to see that.
That is pretty good.
Is that what it's come to? Mm-hmm. Right?
We'll take any small victory we can get. Well, at least we were projected to win.
Yeah, Google did the percentages, and they are favored to win, and we're calling that a victory. But
Yeah.
that's
What does it? Go ahead,
Like
sir.
Josh said, will they finally win a playoff game after how many years? 18 years? Can they?
18 games.
18 games in how?
Isn't that the longest post-season
Yeah.
losing streak in all of sports?
All of sports.
Yeah, 2004. These are things that I don't follow. A lot of articles being written the last few days about how long it's been and whether it be games or years, and I've just tuned it out. I don't want to talk about that anymore. But, that's the big storyline. Can they finally advance into the next round? Now, Twins play-by-play ace Dick Bremer will be checking in at 7:30 to talk Twins playoff baseball with us. And he's off the hook now as far as covering the club on television. He's just going to sit there and sweat it out like the rest of us.
He said last week he's just a fan until this is all wrapped up. Ashley, how much were tickets going for? You mentioned you were shopping for tickets.
I saw anywhere from $40 to $140.
Oh, wow. You got to go to StubHub. You can get one for $12.
Oh,
Are you
nice.
serious?
Yeah.
Playoff
Sweet.
tickets for
Playoff
$12.
tickets for $12 today at Target Field.
$12?
Yesterday,
What would that be for the Vikings?
That would be a couple hundred.
I would think so.
Yeah, well, you might want to buy now because there's a big price increase. Last night when I checked, they were going for $9. They're all the way up to $12 now. So
Wow.
you might want to buy soon.
God dang it.
What?
I had something set aside here, and I think I've blown it. I'll get back to you. Janel Klein will be here as well around the same time Dick stops by. Where there's Dick, you'll often find Janel, too.
That's the rule of thumb.
So we're going to talk about this playoff game. So no one's planning on going as of right at this very moment?
No. Probably pop it on the television set.
You think you might watch it on television?
Probably.
Sure.
No,
Yeah.
you're not going to commit yet.
No.
Ah, man. Josh, do you still have that text message? I wanted to talk about that text message. I think I've clicked on something and eliminated that funny text.
Oh, that's what you set aside?
Yeah, so yesterday, I think I've effed it up. But I think you'll get the gist anyway. Yesterday at this time,
yeah.
You did? At this time yesterday, we talked about how I am a newly married man. It's not something I'm terribly proud of at this moment, but I did it if I have to. If it becomes a problem, Josh, I'll fix it. It's been a week now, and I'm not so sure I did the right thing. But I'm not here to bore you with stories of the mistakes I've made. The reason I bring it up again is because of this. We took some time off last week so I could get effing stupid married and then go off summers with my new old lady. And I felt that I should explain why we took that time off. It was an odd time to take off. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday in the middle of October. What's the big deal? Why are you taking time? I felt like I needed to explain, and I did yesterday. What's hilarious is there's a listener out there who does not believe my story. And he thinks that this is all a made-up story to cover up a DWI or some other scandalous reason why we took time off.
That's the day and age we live in, right? Sometimes things are just what they are. There isn't always a conspiracy or some hidden message.
That is a great point, Josh. That's the time we're living in. Nobody believes a single word that you say anymore. There's always some kind of real truth behind a statement. No, that's not the real. Do you have the message where the guy talks about a DWI?
Yeah,
I was
I've got it.
fascinated
It's
by
the
that.
3 texts, this little rant, and here's the thing. Because I realized it was a surprise to a lot of people, and that was Nick's choice. He just didn't talk about it, right? But you know who it wasn't a surprise to? Nick.
Right.
And it was, or his bride, or any of us who know him well.
Right.
So this is the text. So in Minnesota, he did the research. He or she,
I love research.
You must apply for a marriage license a week before the actual ceremony. You all acting like no one knew about this and it was a surprise, spur of the moment. That's BS.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, nobody act like no one knew about it.
No.
We're all aware.
No. Yep.
No marriage certificate filed or applied for. Not a big deal if you all took time off. Why lie? It was more than obvious that everyone was acting badly, in parentheses. Jesus, you talk about loyalty and then you all lie and really try and make us believe the BS. Just take the time off. Deal with the DWI or whatever the issue was. And or just move on. Don't need to make a big deal out of it. Stop playing like your audience is dumb.
Good Lord, man.
The dude got married. And it was planned well in advance.
Yes, it was.
Go for a walk. Get some fresh air, man.
Now we've got your phone number, though, and any big event in our lives, we will make sure and text you so you know way ahead of time. We've applied for all the necessary permits. Like, I might build a shed. I have contacted the city of Eagan. They are aware of it. I've done everything I need to do before I build a shed.
I love that stuff. That's fun.
I guess one thing that made me think of, do you have a ring? I didn't even notice if you started wearing a ring or not.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. That looks good on you.
Well, I appreciate it. It's $30.
Nice.
It's a way to do it.
Mine was super cheap, too.
Mm-hmm. It's made of silicone.
Oh, you got one of those ones.
Yeah, that's how folks.
idea.
Apparently, this is how folks are doing, and it's the right idea for a guy like me because, of course, I'm going to lose it. Mm-hmm. So, this gal that I married up, that was her idea. Just get one of these rubber silicone rings, and it's $30. If I lose it, we can easily replace it. Because the first time I got married, to 20 F me running 3 years ago. No, God, more than that, 25 years ago. First time I got married, I lost my ring within, I don't know, a couple of weeks. I was fisting softball mitts all day long at Sport Mart.
Oh, yeah.
You following this, Dana? Mm-hmm. I needed a new softball mitt for a beer league with my new wedding ring on, and there I was fisting all these softball mitts to try to find the right fit found the right one, took it home, and when I got home, I had the mitt, but no ring.
Oh.
I even went back to the joint and was looking around some of the mitts, like, oh, I think I tried this one on. Never found the damn thing. Never replaced it. So that's the route I took with this rubber ring. What do you do, Josh, with yours?
It's I don't know, tungsten? I can't remember what it is.
That's a legitimate deal.
Yeah, it was $200.
Wapple, you're going to get a, what's MJF's ring?
Dynamite diamond ring?
You're going to get a dynamite diamond ring?
That would be sweet.
When you get married so you can knock fools out with it?
Yeah, it's like 10 times the size of a Super Bowl ring.
Yeah, it is.
So if you know a Super Bowl ring size,
it's awful large.
Got a text here saying, really? Selling this marriage lie by talking about rings now, eh? You have to buy a ring in advance when the store's open. It's not open at 5 a.m. before you guys come in. Yeah.
Man.
I actually, when I got married, I had asked my wife if she would mind if I didn't wear my ring.
Oh.
And she did mind, it turns out. I just didn't think I could pull off jewelry, you know?
No, I mean, that's not jewelry. I mean, I wouldn't define it as that. I mean, it's just a ring. Pretty common. It's not like you're wearing, like those feathered earrings that Mr. T wears around town.
Those are cool.
Good look,
Josh. He makes it work because he's like the coolest guy that ever lived. But I hear you. So there you go. I love the conspiracy theories. It's very entertaining stuff. No one got a DWI. We're not covering up some scandal. Effing hilarious.
That is good. I mean, I know people were surprised, and I know this show gets sarcastic, definitely.
Yeah,
But we said on Tuesday that we're taking time off. This is a planned vacation. It's not like we're...
And we said for good
reasons.
Yeah, it's a happy thing.
No, we said we're taking planned vacation. Dana's going to get tuned up tonight and get a DUI, so we're going to, in advance, we're going to need a couple days off.
That's true. Who's getting a D-dub on a Tuesday night?
Well,
Chill
somebody
out.
else texted and said, well, to be fair, after the wedding, people could have gotten DWIs. You're right. That is true.
Yeah.
True. Happened to a friend of mine. Got pulled over for window tint and got a D-dub after.
Oh, that stinks.
And it was a brand new vehicle he had. It's a brand new pickup. And they didn't confiscate it, but they did make him, he couldn't drive it for 6 months. And then they gave him one of those breathalyzer deals.
Oh, that blows.
And it's to the point where his son was in kindergarten. And for whatever reason in class, he had mentioned that his dad's car was super cool because you had to blow in it to start it.
Hell yeah.
The teacher probably just laughed their ass off.
What are you, a superhero or something? You know what I mean? Blow into something to get your car started? That's pretty cool. All right, there you go. So we got company later. Oh, by the way, you had something or another there in your intro, Josh, about the new television show Naked Attraction. We talked about it last week, right?
Yep.
Or maybe 2 weeks ago. I have some friends that I drink with who've been watching this show, or they went as far as they could with this new show. They said within about 20 minutes, you'll never think about it again for the rest of your life.
That's what I've heard, right? And people had said that they had watched it from like another country, and it was the same thing. It was this big deal at the very beginning, and then all of a sudden nobody cared.
They said the thrill is gone quite quickly if you tune into Naked Attraction. The
That's
show
a
where,
buzzkill.
if I remember, did you try it yet?
No, I was planning on it, but now I'm maybe not.
Well, just watch the first
right.
episode. I'm tempted to watch the first episode.
Yeah, give it as much time as these people, did. They said 20, 25 minutes, and you'll be bored with it. Where they expose, like, say, if I'm a contestant and I want to date Josh, I think I will stand there, and they start exposing my body from the feet up to the waist, I think. So you see my feet, knees, legs, thighs, privates, right? That's how they do it?
Yeah, as far as I know.
And folks said it's just, it's not worth it after a certain period of time. Speaking of naked, what the hell is this? Nude barber shops? This is a new trend?
Yeah, it is.
Nude barber shops.
Down in Brazil.
All right, none of them in town here yet? We don't have one in Coon Rapids or anything yet?
No.
The Brazil of Minnesota, Coon Rapids.
Getting your hair cut or your beard trimmed at a barber shop where everybody nude.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd be into that or not. I guess it depends. I mean, when I used to have hair, my barber was about a 70-year-old man.
Oh.
Could you smell the booze coming off of him?
No.
That was my experience.
I don't
bet
think
he
he was
did
ever
good
drinking.
work.
Oh, he was awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, and it was a family business.
Yep.
The story my folks tell is that my brother and I were absolutely petrified the first time we went in collectively as tiny little kids to get a haircut at a real barbershop. They've got a picture of us crying our eyes out.
Oh, that's funny.
Cute.
We were scared, too.
I don't know why. Of course, I was a tiny little kid. But the dude who gave me my first haircut remained my barber until he checked out quite a few years ago. But there's something about the smell of whiskey on somebody's breath that is quite nostalgic for me, because the dude who gave me my first haircut and continued to cut my hair all the way through my 20s, the guy, he drank on the job. And I will always remember that whiskey breath he would be blowing in my face the entire time. Some folks will be like, oh, God, whiskey breath. For you to see what I'm saying, how it actually is a pleasant memory. Because even though the first time I went in, I was quite scared as a little kid, I grew to like the guy. So some of you might not like, stale whiskey breath. I kind of like it. It makes me think of my old barber guy. He was a nice guy.
Yeah, I miss having hair for that reason. I miss my barber. I wonder what he's up to. The first barber we ever went to, my uncle tells me it was the Gagne family.
No way. Cool.
Yeah, I don't know if he was messing with me. I believed him for the longest time, and then recently I was wondering, was he messing with me?
There were barbers and television wrestlers in the Gagne family?
Yeah, supposedly.
Well, I don't
According
know
to
about
him.
I don't know about the idea of nude haircuts.
I wouldn't like that because when I get my hair done, I just want to get my hair done and I want to leave. It's already too much of a task itself.
There's too much stimulation for you already?
Yeah.
What, you don't think they can get the job done as quickly if they're nude?
No, it's just distracting. I already hate going to get my hair done because you have to have that small talk conversation. And yeah, you're just adding something else I don't need.
I wouldn't like it if I was attracted to whoever's cutting my hair, and then all of a sudden the gown or whatever it is they make you wear looks like a ghost.
I remember there's this barber shop where you check ahead and you can put how much you want to talk, on a stoplight. So you can do red for not talking really at all.
I've heard of that too. Somebody brought that up to me, Wobble.
Yeah.
That's bizarre. So you use the internet, the godforsaken internet. You check yourself in, and you click on, do you want to talk? No. Mm-hmm. Do you want something to drink? No.
Yeah, that's going around.
Mm-hmm. What channel would you
businesses.
What channel would you like the TV on and things like that?
That wouldn't help me at all. I would feel bad if I picked no talking. I would.
And then you have to go walk in, and then that person's like, "Oh, great, I got the douche."
Yeah, right.
Well, you know what? Some of them probably feel the same way.
Some people like it.
Say, maybe you get the barber who's, I don't want to talk to anyone.
Oh, yeah.
This is perfect for me.
Don't be so certain that they always. I would imagine that the majority of hairstylists, barbers, whatever, the reason they say, "So, how's your day going? Got any plans for the weekend?" It's because the boss tells them to.
Mm-hmm.
Or so it's not as awkward. That would be awkward the whole time. You're just cutting someone's hair and you don't say a word.
There's nothing awkward about that. It's more awkward to have a conversation with a total stranger, I think.
The place I go to, it's all walk-in. I mean, you can schedule if you have one you like, but I just go walk in and take the next available. And a lot of them just say, hey, do you feel like chatting today or just taking care of business?
Oh, really?
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, and I guess a lot of them then kind of get a break because I'm sure a lot of people do like to talk to them. So then it's sweet, now I got this one person where I don't have to talk at all.
Yeah, true.
When sometimes fast food restaurants are like that now, or where they're telling them to you can tell they're telling their employees, hey, engage, ask questions and stuff like that. Because the first couple times I was suspicious, looking around what's going on here? Is Ashton Kutcher going to come out? Am I being punked? Why are they asking so many questions? And it's also the first time a manager ever came over to a table at a restaurant, I thought, well, what did I do? Why is he upset with me?
Oh, really?
Are they going to kick me out?
That's adorable.
That was very passive-aggressive of that manager to come over here and ask how I was doing, things like that. What were they trying to find out?
Now, I haven't been to a barber shop in years, obviously. I don't need to. Just take a wet sponge and very briskly rub it backwards from my forehead to the back of my head, and that's pretty much it. No, I use a clippers. Josh uses a clippers. We're bald.
I bick it now.
But
But yeah,
I don't have the courage for that.
I'm exactly at half and half in my life. For the first 24 years of my life, needed haircuts. The second 24, I haven't needed one. I haven't paid for a haircut in 24 years.
Isn't that something? Isn't that kind of a pain in the ass? The shaving cream and bicking your skull?
Oh, no, it's super easy.
Well, I don't know. I think I'd cut myself. But anyway, I do kind of miss the barbershop experience to a certain extent. I don't mind if there's some jaw jacking, and I don't mind if it's dead silence. Either way was fine with me. But I did enjoy, like the guy I was telling you about, the whiskey breath guy. You know, we'd have some fun talk, usually about sports. You know, he knew my family.
I like listening to other people's conversations at the hairdresser.
Well,
that's always fun.
That's very rude.
Well, you're so close, you can't help but hear it. You know, they don't really have the music that loud. There's a lot of drama always going on in people's lives.
So the word is there's 4 nude barbershops that have suddenly become a thing in Brazil, and I don't know if they'll end up here in the States. We can't get away with that, I don't think.
My stepdaughter works in a salon, and I'll tell you firsthand, she's a big talk. She's perfect for that. Like, she's a big talker. She can talk with anybody, but at the same time, she doesn't mind at all if somebody doesn't want to talk.
Yeah.
It just kind of gets down to business.
Now, part of the reason why these nude barbershops are opening up in Brazil, I mean, sex sells, right? It's a fresh new gimmick that no one's done before, or at least in my memory, no one's done nude barbershops before. So there's that angle, of course. Hey, you know, we might make a few bucks on this for a few months until people are tired of it. But also, some of the folks who are running these nude barbershops want to spread the idea of nudism. You know, it's a statement of sorts.
I'd be worried about getting clippings and crevices and holes and things like that. Have you ever had that happen?
No, but
yes, I have, Josh.
Oh, that is painful.
Yes.
Someone told me that hair splinters are a real thing.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
and they hurt like balls.
They hurt like testicles.
So you don't shave your head yet. You will pretty soon, but you don't shave your head yet. So yeah, you haven't experienced it.
They say, generally speaking, you quickly forget that you're at a nude barbershop.
I feel like it would take me a couple trips to start to not notice everybody being naked around me.
And I don't see any mention of women in here at all.
It's all dudes.
It's all swinging D's.
Thank God.
Yeah, thank God for that.
Oh, God, I can just be myself. Be free.
And they also try to sell you on this. You know, it's just so hot down there in Brazil. It's so hot. It's comfortable. Come on, how hot can it be?
Yeah, I can't imagine just walking into the barber shop, hanging up my coat and the rest of my clothes.
I mean, if you want to show your penis, if you want to see other penises, if you just want to experience a nude haircut, fine, go ahead. But don't sell me on this, well, it's just so hot. That's silly. You know, you're a grown person. You adapt to things like that.
Especially if you lived there your whole life.
Right. It's no surprise when you wake up in Brazil and it's 166 degrees, you know. It's just so hot, you know.
Got a text here saying, I feel like my hairstylist should be my therapist, too. She knows just about everything that goes on in my life. Yeah, I understand that. My friend of mine's girlfriend used to be a stylist, and it was kind of the same thing. She'd mentioned that she would provide therapy services to a lot of her clients.
Yeah. I used to get massages regularly, and I considered her like my backup therapist because we would just talk about life and stuff. It was great.
You know, you do what you got to do. Now, they say here at the close of this story about nude barbershops opening up in Brazil, they say they've been successful. Great. We'll see for how long. But this may lead to an increase in other businesses starting a nude option. Can you think of anywhere else that you shop that
maybe
you might want to all be the grocery store? Where else?
Hardware Hank.
Oh,
I'm going right over to the sauce section.
the hardware store. Of course, there's easy jokes in there somewhere, right?
Well, yeah, wood joke or something.
But wood, hard. I don't know. The oil change. The garage. The auto shop. Imagine everybody's ass naked.
No.
At the garage.
Make me feel like even less of a man when I have to go there and have them change my oil because I would have no clue how to do it myself.
I do like that when they show it to you and you've mentioned before, that looks like oil.
Yeah, you did a good job there. Yep, good dip there.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know so much about all this nudity at all of our regular shopping spots.
Well, they talk about there's those scantily clad coffee shops, things like that sometimes they get in trouble. I'd be afraid of some severe burns if I were one of those folks working there.
Oh, dude, someone texted in and said a nude trampoline park. Oh, man.
I don't know if I'd want to see that.
That would be tough. There'd be a lot of injuries from that.
Heck yeah.
You get on the trampoline right after some big dude is doing butt drops on the thing.
Oh, horrific.
Just all that gear slapping around up and down. The springs might kill somebody along the way. The springs of the trampoline tearing off your nipple rings and things like that. People bleeding to death on sight.
What if we went the opposite with it and I wanted to go to a fully closed strip club?
A fully clothed strip club.
Well, you can't call it a strip club anymore.
A fully clothed, yeah. But I guess that is kind of the case in Orlando. They don't allow any nudity in strip clubs.
They're in like parkas and stuff.
No,
snow
I mean
pants.
they're in
Not even topless?
No, they're underwear, and then they have what do they call those pasties? Yeah,
What the hell? Why is that? I thought
Where did you say, Atlanta?
in Orlando.
Orlando.
I guess it's when I was there. They said it was because basically Disney runs everything, and they don't want fully nude strip clubs in their wholesome little Disney magic town.
Man, no wonder Shaq demanded that trade way back in the day. No kidding.
Yeah. My strip club buddies I was with, we were there for WrestleMania, and they were pissed.
Crazy Fish Guy Jesus said Japan has nude female dentists.
That's not the time either.
That sounds great.
I had a real top-heavy hygienist, one of the funniest ladies I've ever met, but she couldn't help it. I mean, her top would be rested essentially on your shoulder and face.
Yeah, I hear you.
I mean, there's nothing she could do about it.
Yeah.
That's sometimes what would happen when I got a haircut. These women would be endowed, and they'd be cutting behind your head, and, there's just boobs right there.
Yeah, everyone's had the double D haircut.
Yep.
And it's a thrill. It really is. How about a nude rock climbing company? You're just looking right up everybody's ass.
Yeah, I'm not holding the belay or whatever they call it.
And then you got to slide that harness on your naked body. Oh.
The positions those people get themselves in with that silly rock climbing. Oh, God, help us.
And then here comes the cruise ship. Look at
Cruise
those
ship?
people. Yeah, like a vacation destination. They're like on the side by the ocean or something.
Oh,
and then like a ship goes by.
I'm sorry. I was picturing one of those, actual buildings that have fake rocks up. But you're talking about actually, all right.
Rock climbing.
Here comes the cruise ship. I'm thinking, when did a cruise ship pull into Dick's Sporting Goods in their rock climbing? And I know there's a joke there, too, with Dick's Sport. All right, we got to get going again. Tuesday morning, like I said, a little bit later on, we got the Dick Bremer and, by God, Janel Klein. We'll talk all about the Twins game. It's going to be a hell of a deal. We'll be back in a minute on the Half-Ass Morning Show.
The 93X Half-Ass Morning Show.
Our experienced and certified technicians at Standard Heating have been trusted to keep our fellow Minnesotans comfortable and confident for over 90 years. We're ready to do the same for you, providing comfort you deserve since 1930.
And now is a great time to join their team. Standard Heating and Air Conditioning is currently hiring experienced and entry-level HVAC technicians, dedicated to improving the work-life balance of their employees by providing benefits that include parental leave and 401k match. Apply today at standardheating.com.
You loved Lala Kent on Vanderpump Rules. Now get to know her on Give Them Lala.
I used to be so down with dudes giving me pet names right off the bat. The second a dude, I first meet him and he calls me baby, I'm like, and we're done here. Goodbye.
Really?
Yeah, don't call me babe, baby, boo, bye.
Interesting. That's
but
a big
I
red
can
flag.
call them boo because I call everybody boo.
What if that's their excuse?
Yeah.
That's funny.
No, you don't. You're a man. You move different than me.
Watch what Lala is talking about on YouTube or search for Give Them Lala wherever you listen.
Stupid news on the Half-Assed Morning Show.
Yeah, if you were with us a few minutes ago, we were talking about, how do I say this, Josh? A nude barber shop. They opened up a few all-nude barber shops in Brazil. You walk in naked, the dude waiting there with a scissors and a trimmer He's naked. Everybody naked. It's a thing, and that's great if that's what you're into. We went on to talk about naked this, nude that. I actually asked the question, aside from a naked barbershop, what other kind of joints would you be comfortable or maybe terribly uncomfortable visiting? Josh said something about a nude hardware store, this and that. I got a great text here from Eastbound at Sundown Jesus. He said he wouldn't mind working at a naked nursing home. He says it's always hotter than hell in there, and you'd get to watch, as he put it, all those crinkly white caps banging like tortoises on the Galapagos Islands.
Oh.
We do hear they like to have sex a lot.
Gross.
The nude nursing home, everybody.
I'm out on that one.
Yeah, no.
Well, nobody
Bull
asked
crap, you're into old ladies. You'd want to see it.
So with all this nudity going on, that's all fine and good, but still, we can't have this. We can't have dudes tugging off in the public hot tub.
What if it's a special occasion?
Even if it is a special occasion, Josh. Sounds like down there in a place called Key Largo, Florida, a naked dude just hopped himself into a resort hot tub, and then he went ahead and started rubbing one loose. Cops had to arrest a 34-year-old fella named Julio. And this was at 7:30 in the God blessed AM with the dong out.
Dude.
Had to have
That's
been a
way too
late
early.
night.
Yeah, I was going to say, he didn't get up early to do that. He was still up.
Yeah, he was up from the night before.
7:30 in the morning.
You've been there, Ashley.
Yeah.
This was at a place called the Playa Resort and Spa, don't you know? Witnesses saw Julio haul it smooth out and then touch himself in view of a female employee of the resort.
Bruh.
Now get this. A male employee of the resort confronted Julio and said something along the lines of, hey, what's with the tug off? And Julio screamed, "It's my birthday today!"
Happy birthday.
And then he upped and ran like hell towards the highway. It's a little confusing. Here, the story wasn't written terribly well, but I believe then he got into a car and drove out of there. Where the hell were the keys?
Maybe in the visor.
Ah. According to the cops, it was, in fact, Julio's birthday. He turned 34 that day. But he was still arrested on a charge of indecent exposure. Yeah, no grown person should be that excited about their birthday.
No.
And he's celebrating alone, too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's kind of sad.
Oh, it's your birthday. Congratulations. Wait a minute. You still can't do that. Anybody ever celebrate their birthday in an unconventional manner? I.e. masturbating in a hot tub or something like that?
Not that I can think of.
No, yeah, nothing comes to the top of my
Nothing
head.
wild and
At
crazy.
least not at 7:30 in the morning in front of a stranger.
Josh, I have an answer. Phone sex.
Oh, that's how you celebrated your birthday? The kind you pay for or somebody you knew?
The kind where you know them, not where you pay for them. One time on my birthday, I had phone sex.
What was
I'm
the
happy
situation?
for
You're happy for me?
Yeah, I'm happy
well,
for
I
you.
appreciate that. What was the situation?
Yeah.
A gal called me to wish me a happy birthday, and we ended up having phone sex.
Do you remember who initiated? Like she's like, got a little special something for you for your birthday.
Yes, I do remember who initiated. I do.
And who was it?
It was her.
Really?
Yes!
Was that her plan, or is this just what it, developed into?
I don't know, and I don't want to know. I just want to cherish it forever.
That's pretty cool. Do you
Yeah.
remember what age this was?
Oh, I was in my sluttiest years.
Ah, yes.
I was in my early 30s, if I remember right, Cubby. Yeah. Phone sex on my birthday. I'm glad you asked, because I hadn't thought about that in a long time.
That's pretty cool. Do you remember anything that was said? And tell me.
Anything that with the
Yes,
words
any
that were
specifics.
traded back? Oh, well, you know how I like it. I like to be insulted
Yeah.
by women when it comes to actual sex or phone sex. Yes, I remember she said, this is my favorite line. She said, "You call that a penis?"
Did she really?
Yes. I love it when women say that to me.
Do you think it takes something away or adds something that we can do video calls now? I think it takes a little bit away.
Good question. I've never experienced
Maybe
a video.
little of both is good.
I've never experienced a dirty video call. I don't, very well that I don't have the technological skills to set that up, so I couldn't answer that question. That's a great question.
Using your imagination can be kind of fun.
Absolutely.
I think it adds to it.
Have you had a dirty video
what
call?
What adds to it?
Yes. Yep, I've done both.
I wish I knew how to do a dirty video call.
Wait, what adds to it? The video?
The video.
I mean, certainly, sure, something to look at, but
yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
I like the mystery a little bit.
I bet you, Cubby, if I had one dirty video call, I'd want them aired day.
I like to wonder, is this a 60-year-old man on the other line, or is it actually the 30-year-old woman that she is portraying?
But how hot would it be if it was confirmed to you it was the 60-year-old guy? That would be pretty sexy.
Depends on my mood and what birthday. As the birthdays continue to pile up, more and more birthdays, and the older I get, I'd be cooler with it at this point in my life.
This has been a way more productive conversation than I thought it would be. No offense to anybody, but suddenly now, I had forgotten all about the option of dirty video calls. I got to start setting these things up.
Usually it's like a long distance thing. Your significant other goes to Spain for a week or something like that.
That
right?
is so funny that you say that, because one of the reasons that I've done it so often was that my boyfriend went to Ireland for 2 weeks.
What an idiot.
And I was like, well, I know you hate that, but I thought,
God, of all
what
the
else
places
are we
to
gonna
go.
do?
You could have picked a different country for the sake of the story, actually.
There's no reason to ever go to Ireland, but that's besides the point. So you guys traded dirty video calls.
Yeah.
All right, I gotta get involved in this. Thanks for reminding me. I'd forgotten that was even a thing.
I'm a little surprised you have never done the video call.
No. Like I said, I don't know how to.
Especially during the pandemic.
I was the last guy that learned how to text.
Our boss was all over the video sex while he was on during the pandemic.
I forgot about it.
I bet if he grew up with the era of smartphones and pictures and Snapchat and videos, it'd be kind of hard to go back to just the regular old school phone sex.
Yeah. I don't know. That stuff kind of comes back, right? The retro stuff.
Yeah.
I could see that.
Hey, Wample, I'm going to be calling you later. I need a dork to show me how to make a dirty video call.
Oh, we can do that after the show.
All right, then. All right, so that Julio guy I was telling you about who was beating his meat in the public hot tub.
Beat your meat with a roller skate.
Beat your meat. Beat your meat.
Wasn't it 2, 4, 6, 8? Beat your...
1, 2, 3, 4. Beat your meat into the floor. Beat your meat.
Yes.
Beat your meat.
I don't think we can say it like 100 times, so let's just cut to the chase.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Listen to them. It's kind of catchy,
Yeah, that is kind of catchy. It's like a song about your mom. Beavis's mom is a slut.
Shut up, buddy.
Sorry, Beavis. Just trying to have a little fun.
1, 2, 3, 4. Beat your meat upon the floor. Beat your meat.
Beat your meat.
5, 6, 7, 8. Beat your meat with a roller skate. Beat your meat. Beat your meat. 13, 14, 15, 16. Beat your meat without resisting. Beat your meat.
So good.
I haven't heard "beat your meat" in a long time. That was a classic.
That's a cute little poem the boys put together. Blue Rhino Tank Slinger Jesus has texted me, and he says all you got to do to put together a dirty video call is to go on Facebook and hit the live button.
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
What? No, that's exactly what you do.
Exactly how you do it.
He's messing with me?
No,
no, he's not.
Well, no. I'm not on Facebook anyway because you're all idiot maniacs on Facebook.
Well, you've got a YouTube account.
I do?
Yeah, you do. You just like kind of the same thing.
YouTube, like...
Where you watch Mr. Big videos.
Oh, that's defined as having a YouTube account?
Yeah, you have an account.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, I've watched Mr. Big videos on YouTube. Where are you going with this?
Facebook is easier for you to figure out. Yeah, you just go on Facebook.
Yes.
And you're again, we're talking about you like having some video sex with a woman.
Yeah,
right?
video phone sex.
Yeah, she's one way. Yeah, so you point the camera at yourself, obviously.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Okay, so she can see what's going on, and you just hit the Facebook Live button. That's all you do.
Yeah, and then
easy enough.
You're rolling.
And it's the more people you have that
you're
connected to as Facebook friends, the better.
I would
start with family and then go from there.
I would love this. Hey, Wapple.
Mm-hmm.
I need a dork to show me how to get back on Facebook.
I'll help you.
And how to hit the live button, because I'm going to have dirty video sex.
Do you mind friending me? I don't have Facebook either, but I'm gonna get it.
You'd be the first guy that I would friend, but I'm not going to have video live Facebook sex with you.
No, I know. That's gross.
No. Josh just wants to connect with you.
All right, so all I do is I get an account on Facebook and I hit the live button.
Yeah, Facebook Live.
All right.
And just, you don't want to start right away, though, because you want all your Facebook friends to log on. I mean, you want this woman to log on and see what's going on.
I feel like I'm being tricked.
Leaning on a shovel, Jesus brings up a good point, Dana, about the retro thing. You're a guy who plays Donkey Kong on an arcade machine.
You think I'd be really into old school phone sex?
Oh, man. All right, so this guy Julio who was wailing off at the public hot tub, at least it wasn't the proper time or the place for such a thing, but at least he was trying to do something nice for his penis. So many other wang owners out there keep doing horrible, awful things to theirs, and I don't know how many times we have to cover this kind of thing before some of you fellas wake the hell up. Some poor bastard in India, he tried, and I'm trying to set myself up a Facebook account right now while I'm reading the stupid news. Does it sound like I'm multitasking?
Yeah, it does.
Because I want to it does. I'm sorry.
Yeah, a little bit. It sounded a bit distracting.
I want to have dirty video.
Facebook Live. Make sure you hit that button.
I'm trying right now, but I'm in the middle of some poor bastard in India. He tried working out his pecker the way he does his arms. And I'll explain. And it didn't go well. He's a personal trainer, this young fella. He's 24 years old. He got a 6-pound weight plate, if you know what that means, stuck on his tallywhacker, trying to make it bigger. All right, so here we go. He inserted his flaccid penis.
Ugh.
You don't like the flaccid ones?
No.
They're silly looking.
So silly looking.
I will never show anyone that.
They're so funny.
Absolutely. No one has ever seen your
I would not show it.
So he inserted his flaccid penis through the hole of the metal plate. A 6.6-pound metal plate. And then he got himself a boner. And then he tried to do curls with his dong. Like you would doing curls with your arms. Just 1, 2, 2.5.
Really putting the back into that one.
It says here he ignored the mild pain and swelling that kicked in right away from trying to curl a weight with his boner. He kept a-going. No pain, no gain, I believe is the old slogan, right, Josh?
I've seen that T-shirt.
But then after a stretch of time, his poor Johnson ballooned up to where he couldn't get the weight off. And that's where the real trouble set in. He panicked. He went to the doctor. Doctors described his penis as being, quote, incarcerated. They even put some pictures up on the internet. The doctors did. That's dirty. Don't be putting pictures of my...
Yeah, I'd request they don't do that.
The cops tried some kind of slick-ass gel to try to get his dong free from the hole, in the weight plate. They kicked him around the office a little bit. They did everything to try to reduce the swelling. It wasn't working. But eventually, they got it to go. The kid was discharged the next day. But I mean, I'd bet you $10 he's back.
He'll try it again.
It seems like these folks who always want to be hanging this or that from their gear and banging this and that, they always seem to be, they can't let it go. Even when something bad happens, they keep pumping away. They have that, they're chasing that white tiger. What's the slogan again? Like heroin, they chase the white dragon.
Yep.
Penile incarceration. You want to know more about it?
Mm-hmm.
Probably a couple marriage jokes headed my way. Penile incarceration. You following that, Josh?
Oh, yeah, I get it.
Sometimes it's called penile strangulation. It's a medical emergency. It's an emergency.
You've strangled that thing before, Wapple, haven't you?
Oh, God.
You've choked it real good, haven't you?
Mm-hmm.
Don't be playing around with this, they say. It's a medical emergency. It typically occurs in patients with mental disorders who attempt to get sexually aroused. People use tape, plastic bottles, strangling their dongs with rings and this and that. Penis amputation is required in severe cases. Keep that in mind. If they can't fix it, they're not shy about cutting it smooth off. And that's just the end of that.
And that'll ruin things for you.
You only
that's
get
life-changing.
That's the end of that.
I got a text here about old school phone sex. Right?
Yes.
Apparently, this person's wife is so old school, she wants to have phone sex with a telegraph. That would take a long time. Wait, how many peeps was that? Because that might have been really dirty. What'd she say?
Yeah, I can't wait to get on Facebook Live later.
Yeah, I can't wait either. It'll be fun.
Returning to the scene of the crime. I've heard that a lot of criminals like to return to the scene of their crimes, especially the real sick maniac killer types.
I was just going to say, yeah.
They like to see all the attention that their crime is receiving, don't they, Josh?
Yeah, the more demented, the more likely they... I mean, don't they always say they got cops that kind of sit around and look for anyone who looks suspicious?
They scan the crowd, yep.
It feeds their egos to return to the scene. Now, we're not talking about maniac killers with this here next stupid news story, but we are talking about a couple of dumbbells who returned to the scene of their crime, and it didn't end up being a very smart decision. A couple of women's in Orlando, stupid Florida, where Dana says you can't even go to a topless strip joint down there. Disney won't let you.
Yeah, no boobies.
Would they be mad if they had Mickey Mouse or Minnie pasties?
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah, I think that would cause some problems.
Yeah, Wapple. A couple of women's in Orlando, Florida, they were arrested after pepper spraying a couple of cops at Walmart.
Oof. It's a good way to get your ass kicked.
One of them, I think the name here is Kaisha. One of the gals is named Kaisha Henderson. Here's the deal. A couple of days ago, Kaisha and another lady, KARE, they distracted an older woman while she was shopping, stole her wallet from her purse, and used her credit cards to make more than $2,000 in fraudulent purchases.
That's so messed up.
Damn.
That's kind of cold right there, messing with the old folks like that.
Yeah, she's just trying to buy some stuff, do her thing, just ruining her day.
The next damn day, while the cops were at Walmart investigating that crime, a Walmart cop saw these two ladies back in the store, walking around like nothing had happened.
Aha!
KARE and Kaisha. And that's where the fun starts. A cop tried to confront the two ladies. Kaisha grabbed a can of pepper spray from her purse and sprayed it towards the cop. And the cop had to take a knee. It hit him right in the cake. Pepper spray got him. He was out of commission.
Painful.
The other lady, what did I say her name was? KARE. She got detained right away. She didn't mess around. She knew they were busted. They got her. Here's who... She got detained right away by what they call here Walmart Asset Protection. What was your title again, Josh, at Target when you were a crime fighter?
When I was on the force?
Yes.
Part of the khaki and red line?
Yes.
I was a asset protection.
Oh, same name, yeah. Asset Protection. Okay. But here's, what's her name, Kaisha, still trying to get her ass out of Walmart. She dumps some pepper spray into one cop's mug. He goes down. She's going left, right. She's running around the joint. Another cop spotted her, gave chase. But again, this lady is the pepper spray queen of Orlando, Florida. She gets out the spray can, and she blasts a big cloud of pepper spray at that next cop. But she didn't get him. It only got him on the arm. And he pulled out his taser.
Oh.
So it became this exciting non-lethal weapon standoff at Walmart. Kaisha didn't want to get tased up, so she dropped her pepper can spray, and the cop dumped a set of those handcuffs on her.
She knows better than to bring a mace to a taser fight.
I imagine. What was next? I guess those the beanbag rounds and the rifles.
Mm-hmm.
I bet that hurts.
Smoke bombs, sirens to distract them.
Yeah, do they still carry around those sticks? It's batons?
I don't know. Maybe it depends on the department.
Josh is carrying around a baton, I'll tell you that. Kaisha has a lengthy criminal history. She's been convicted of 39 felony offenses, mainly fraud-related. Like most of us, she's gone platinum 0 times, but she's been incarcerated 5 times. So she's a problem, this Kaisha. Both of these
Can't
gals,
learn a lesson.
No, they're both going bye-bye. Both the cops who got sprayed like they were in an Angela White movie, they're both expected to be okay. And thank you to those who got that joke.
Context clues led me to believe that's a porn star.
She's the best there is.
Oh, that's your favorite?
Yeah, she's up there.
Bookmark that for later.
My damn, Cubby. If this weapon here ends up falling into the wrong hands, I fear there will be no survivors. It says here in Philadelphia, where Tesla recorded their Unplugged record back in 89. I know. As soon as I said Philadelphia, the majority of you were saying, wasn't that where Tesla? Yes, that's where they recorded their Unplugged record. Signs became a bit. Anyway, in Philadelphia.
It was a huge hit.
Yeah. A vacuum filled with hundreds of hornets has been stolen from a bee control company truck.
I've joked for years that, I don't need to lock my vehicle. And the bees and wasps afford a bit of a safety net. Yeah, this is one where of all the vacuums in all the trucks that they could have grabbed, I think they grabbed the wrong one.
That's the guy who runs this bee control company. They stole it out of his truck. The truck belongs to the folks at the Philadelphia Bee Company. That's what they do. They go around town with these cool-ass vacuums and suck up dangerous hornets and wasps and things like that are troubling people in town. And some derelict snatched it out the work truck, and now he's walking around with this dangerous weapon. I hope he unloads it right into his own freaking face.
Wouldn't that be something?
What the hell's in here? Well, hit the button. Angry-ass hornets just take this guy to town.
Yeah, I would have no idea what that was.
The stolen vacuum contains hundreds of European hornets. And I guess these effing things, they'll light you up. And I wish I could be there to see it when this derelict flips the switch. They use vacuums to suck up insects and bees. He just left it in the truck overnight. People in the neighborhood usually don't bother with his stuff, but they got it. He sent out, what's this guy's got a cute name? I got it here somewhere. Don Shump. That's the name of the bee guy.
Don Shump.
Don Shump, yes. He got cute on Facebook. He said, to the poor soul who lifted the shop vac out of the back of my truck, I wanted to give you a heads up. The vacuum was there because it was filled with European hornet queens, the largest social stinging insects in the eastern United States. I don't know what he means by this, but he says, I anxiously await your unboxing video. He also said, bees and wasps are the most F around and find out animals on the planet.
I love this guy.
So someone's going to get lit up. Let me tell you something else, something cute about this Don Shump character. He's a bee keeper and a bee gatherer. Like I said, he goes town to town and helps folks with their bees and hornets. And every year at the Philadelphia Honey Festival, Don Shump, he sits down and allows a swarm of bees to form a beard on his face.
I like those bee beards.
One of my biology teachers in college, he had the bee beard at one point. That was it took maybe half of the first class I ever had with him for him to pass around a picture and show everybody.
Did he own an apiary? Where did he come with all these bees?
I don't know. It was just, he was just into it. It was through the U of M or something like that.
He rubbed honey on his face and went running through a field.
He was into it.
An apiary?
Yeah.
What is that?
Well, like how's your bees? A little beehive?
That's awesome that you know that. I know a guy who was a beekeeper in his younger days. We were ice fishing together one weekend, and he dumped that information on us. I was absolutely fascinated.
It is so cool. My best friend and her family do it too. Actually, one day I got to her house and she was like, "Yeah, don't go that way because there's bees over there right now." And I was like, "What is going on?"
More and more people are doing that.
It's
With
sweet.
the bee shortage due to inflation, they're getting some. That's not why it happened. Everybody look confused. People are trying to, get more bees out there.
Get more bees? I want less bees.
I like the little suits they wear and stuff. It's cute.
But this
Bees
guy
don't wear suits. Oh, maybe when they go to their jobs as a CEO.
There I was, hip to hip ice fishing with this guy all weekend, and I didn't know, never knew that he had such an interesting job as a young person. He was a beekeeper. We were up north. I even told the other guys in the fish house, I said, turn down the power loon. I want to hear what this guy has. We were listening to the power loon, Wapple.
Hell yeah.
They were playing Pink Floyd.
Guaranteed they were.
For the 7,000th time that day. And I said, turn down the Pink Floyd on the power loon. I got to hear this story about being a beekeeper. He told me all about it. All right.
I like the power loon, all their the drops and stuff they play between songs. Power loon.
Yeah. Now here's Pink Floyd again.
That was calming.
You got a line in the water, and then you hear the
power loon.
Yeah, you hear it go, the drop in the water, and then
I got a friend who lives up in Brainerd. He won't listen to the power loon anymore.
Why?
Too much Pink Floyd. He gave up on it.
Right now they're playing the Doobie Brothers.
Anytime I'm up there, I listen to the power loon.
I love the Doobie Brothers, and I do love but this buddy of mine, he doesn't have a job. He just sits in his garage and drinks beer and smokes cigarettes all day, every day for the last 10 years. So it's a little bit of a, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
He could use something else in his day, but he finally said, I was there when he snapped. They played, what's that song, I Need a Dirty Woman by Pink Floyd. He goes, that's it, I'm not listening anymore. Turned it off. He had to be there.
Power loon.
All right, one more. Do I have time for one more? I'll tell you this. And I'll tell you this right now, Cubby. When it comes to dog training, we Americans we got a hell of a lot of work to do if we want to try and catch up to the Slovakians. The Slovaks, as Jesse Ventura used to say. They are miles ahead of us with their dog training abilities. Traffic cameras over there in Slovakia caught a dog, I believe a chocolate lab, by God. Traffic cameras spotted a damn lab driving a car down the highway. And the dog was speeding, too. The dog's owner got fined for this. Not the dog. But local cops couldn't believe their friggin' eyes when the photo of the dog driving showed up on their highway cams. What do? Just sit there and the cameras send them pictures of shady activities on the road? Does anyone know how that stuff works?
Well, I'm guessing maybe because it was speeding.
Oh,
it alerted them, hey, something's going on here.
There you go. Right.
I mean, I don't know for sure, but
so the cops posted about this on Slovakian social media. They went ahead and said instead of a driver, a brown hunting dog was smiling beautifully into the camera, obediently sitting behind the wheel and peering through the windshield. Did you see this picture yet, Ashley?
Yeah, I saw it.
A 31-year-old human being that was behind the wheel of the vehicle at one point told the cops that his damn dog jumped on his lap and took over. And it just so happened that right when Rover took over, so to speak, that's when the traffic cam picture was taken. And there, if you look at the picture, there's no sign of a human anywhere in that picture. It really does look like the dog is in full control of it's very funny.
I could see this happening to me.
The dog owner was fined for violating this or that.
Happening to you.
Yeah.
As if you have no control. I can see you allowing this to happen. Power loon. There it is.
Remember the guy, Josh, remember the guy from a few months ago who tried to get out of a DWI by putting his dog behind the wheel after he got pulled over?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And the dog's like, what the F, man?
Yeah.
The dude was all like, hey, it wasn't me.
You know my insurance isn't up to date.
We gotta go.
Sports on the 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
Hey, Mom! The meatloaf!
We want it now! The meatloaf!
What is she doing? I never know what she's doing back there.
Ma, the meatloaf!
Ah, meatloaf! Meatloaf! On a scale of 1 to 10, is Eli's Will Ferrell impression a 1 or a 2?
I'll say like a 1.1.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah. You rushed it a little bit.
I gotta yell at my mom.
There's some rage behind it. This guy had some rage, so it was more like,
number 84.
Ma, meatloaf!
10-yard penalty, first down.
Like, I gotta hear the
meatloaf!
But a little more growl. Ma, meatloaf!
Mom, meatloaf!
Why did you drag it out? Ma! Why did you drag it out like that? Just bark
It's like a
it.
southern drawl thing. It's a
Ma,
southern drawl,
meatloaf!
you know. My mom's starting to come down here. She's freaking out. She didn't know what's going on. She's getting concerned.
Is that what the Manning brothers were up to last night? They were doing quotes from that movie with Will Ferrell shouting about meatloaf?
Yeah, Eli was trying to do his Will Ferrell impression, and Will helped him out a little bit.
What'd you think? Did you like it?
Well, I think Eli's pretty funny, but the impression wasn't great.
I thought he did well, and I'll say it again. Eli is the more interesting Manning brother. I'm tired of this Peyton prick.
You know, I love them both, but you're right. I think just because he was made fun of for so long, everyone thought he was adult, had no personality, but that's the furthest from the truth.
He's by far the superior Manning brother.
He's a goofball.
There you go. Absolutely. Here's the deal. I got to get out the way, but today's the day for the Twins. They have Game 1 taking place at Target Field in their best 2 out of 3 wild card series with friggin' Toronto. And we're going to talk to Dick Bremer about this in about a half hour. We'll cover everything that's going on with the Twins. It's pretty exciting. I want to see him get it done. We'll find out who's healthy, who's possibly not ready to go. You know, there's a chance that Byron Buxton, the young kid with all the grand slams, somebody at Royce Lewis. Are they going to be on the playoff roster? This is why I have gas already. My stomach is very nervous.
Is it getting worse or better?
It's getting worse as we get closer to the game. I'm nervous about everything. And, of course, everyone knows about the Twins' losing streak. Last night, Monday Night Football, oh, my damn. I watched, 2-3 minutes of it. The New York Giants suck.
They're bad.
Yeah.
Their offensive line is so bad. Who was
and I think they want their quarterback dead.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Who was the other team?
Seattle.
They beat the living hell out of them. Randy Shaver, Dick Bremer, and Janel Klein. Well, I'll be here in a half hour. Josh's News is coming up.
The 93X Half-Ass Morning Show.
Our experienced and certified technicians at Standard Heating have been trusted to keep our fellow Minnesotans comfortable and confident for over 90 years. We're ready to do the same for you, providing comfort you deserve since 1930.
And now is a great time to join their team. Standard Heating and Air Conditioning is currently hiring experienced and entry-level HVAC technicians, dedicated to improving the work-life balance of their employees by providing benefits that include parental leave and 401k match. Apply today at standardheating.com.
Susie Schuster and Amy Trask present offbeat conversations and expert sports commentary as they ask, what the football?
When my family found out how long it took me to figure out why Charles Woodson named his wine Intercept, they said, there's a reason that you had trouble in school.
You know, not everyone knows, when they think of a bottle of Intercept, they don't know that I play football.
Well, what I've learned is a smooth defensive back can make smooth wine.
That's what it's all about.
What the Football with Susie Schuster and Amy Trask. The podcast is available Tuesdays, wherever you listen.
Half-Assed Morning Show. 93X.
And to paraphrase Mark Twain, news of Mr. Spivey's death has been greatly exaggerated.
A former North Carolina police chief stole drugs, guns, and cash from evidence before faking his death in a veiled effort to get away. William Spivey, once the head of the Chadbourne Police Department, was stripped of his badge after a search of his private office found open and torn bags of evidence, as well as proof that the chief had taken at least 5 firearms and sold them to friends, family, or acquaintances. Spivey was relieved of his duties at the department and charged with mishandling evidence, trafficking drugs, and embezzlement. Then, months later, he was indicted again. This time, the former police chief was accused of embezzling $8,000 meant for a family whose child had leukemia.
Oh!
What a scumbag.
That's cold-blooded.
After doing a 2-month stint in jail, he was arrested yet again. Spivey, who had found work as a mechanic after his life as a police chief imploded, was accused of stealing catalytic converters before he disappeared mysteriously. He was reported missing after he failed to return from a fishing trip in North Carolina. The Columbus County Sheriff's Office said when officials arrived at the river, they found his boat as well as a discharged .22 caliber rifle and a suicide note. But police said the evidence told another story.
Understand that we have to take reports of someone's suicide and the fact that they're missing in the river with sincerity. And so, again, we allowed for the possibility even then that we needed to pursue this parallel track, that this might have been a fake death.
Earlier on in the search, tips and surveillance footage from the area had convinced police Spivey had faked his death and staged the scene at the river. Police weren't happy with the amount of time and money wasted during the investigation.
Time and equipment used to investigate this elaborate ruse, if you will. Please know that I am seeking restitution.
Cost in this case is not only financial, it's time away from your family. It's a cost of a risk of your personal safety, and it's a lost opportunity cost, a cost that comes from crimes that are not investigated or followed up on.
He was found and arrested in South Carolina.
That is one shady prick bastard right there.
That's a special kind of dirtbag.
Shady.
The Minneapolis Police Department's looking into a 4th precinct officer who allegedly moonlights as an OnlyFans model.
Wow.
Ooh, la, la. For a monthly fee, of which we are all willing to pay, the officer's OnlyFans page allegedly included explicit materials like pornography, private photos, videos, and more. As an officer, she's well respected and has been recognized for her police work. The question now is whether the officer violated department policy and or the code of ethics by running that OnlyFans page.
According to the Minnesota Police Officers Standards and Training Policy, peace officers shall not, whether on or off duty, exhibit any conduct which discredits themselves or their agency or otherwise impairs their ability or that of the officers or the agency to provide law enforcement services to the community.
Well, we can let this slide this one time, can't we, Cubby?
I think, forgiveness is something that we could all get behind here.
It depends. What's her OnlyFans username?
I do not know.
I say let her buck.
In this case, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, however many chances she needs, she will be given. In a statement, the Minneapolis Police Department said, "We take any allegations of policy violations seriously, and the chief has ordered an investigation." I'd imagine a thorough one. Additionally, the Minneapolis mayor's office issued a statement, and they didn't seem to care.
A spokesperson from the mayor's office says if all we're talking about is naked pictures behind a paywall, the mayor has no issue. However, the chief will determine if there are any policy violations.
Across the country, there have been several similar cases. In some instances, the officers involved were in uniform. In others, they didn't identify themselves as cops. Based on the current information, the MPD officer does not identify herself as a police officer on her OnlyFans site. More details about this case are expected to emerge in the coming days.
That's hot stuff, Cubby, and it's very interesting. It really is. I mean, if this officer is able to protect and serve in an honest manner while on the job, why the hell can't he or she have naughty videos going this way and that way?
I'm with you. She supposedly, according to the story so far at least, doesn't identify herself as a cop or anything.
What's the problem?
A suspected arsonist behind a string of fires in Iowa has been arrested, and it turned out to be a local firefighter. Officials said they'd been searching for months for the person behind a series of fires in the area. Apparently, 60-year-old Kendall Rhodes, who served as a firefighter nearby for about 6 years, would respond to the very fires he allegedly set.
Did it look at you? Did the fire look at you? It did. Oh.
God, help us all.
Just a clip from the interrogation room.
Worst scene in movie history right there.
After setting the fires, he would respond with the fire department and assist in putting the fires out, a statement from the sheriff's office said. This case could not have been solved without the help of the public, the statement went on to say, although it didn't elaborate as to how the public got involved. The sheriff's office said that investigation is ongoing.
Wow, that's not right. But we hear one of those, I don't know, handful of times a year, don't we, Josh?
Yeah, it seems quarterly almost. Usually it's younger guys, though.
Yeah, usually it's the young bucks, so then they can run off to the bar later and get laid for putting a fire out. Yeah.
Okay, it's like, you're always the first to arrive. It's incredible.
Never ask for directions to where the fire
just gets in the car and starts driving. How did you know?
A California store clerk tried to stop an alleged shoplifter, but ended up in the emergency room with burns covering his body after he was set on fire by the thief. My God.
That's absolutely awful.
The clerk was working with his coworker at a liquor store when Kendall Burton came in and allegedly stole lighter fluid.
Another Kendall.
For the third time that day.
I noticed that too, Ashley. Let's try to just got to get past it. 2 straight shady characters named Kendall.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Cubby.
The coworker saw the theft and notified the victim, who went to confront Burton, and all hell broke loose. Surveillance video showed the clerk violently struggling with Burton, while his coworker retrieved a baseball bat. During the tussle, Burton poured the accelerant over the clerk's head and lit him on fire.
That, I can't even imagine what the terror of such a thing happening.
The fear and then obviously
my God.
The pain.
Yes.
The victim was rushed to a local hospital and treated. From his hospital bed, the clerk said no one should be subject to such dangers and called for more security at the workplace. As for Burton, he was arrested and charged with assault with a deadly weapon, battery, arson, and robbery.
I think it should be harsher crimes for a violent act like that.
I think he should be allowed to set him on fire.
Eye for an eye?
Yeah, 100%.
My God, it's one thing you punch someone in the jaw. That's one thing. You set them on fire?
Yeah, that's 0 to 100 very quick.
Extra level of cruel.
Good Lord.
A man who allegedly shot another man in the face with a flare gun last week at a New Hampshire gas station has been arrested. 37-year-old Kendall Stanley allegedly shot someone in the face. I'm sorry, Elton Stanley.
Okay.
Shot someone in the face with a flare gun Thursday afternoon at a speedway. The person who was hit suffered serious injuries and was listed in stable condition. Police said they're not sure why he did it.
We can't speak to the motive. We're not sure. Hopefully we'll be able to find that kind of information out.
As police records from Chicago came in, they noticed he'd done it before. In 2019, Stanley was in a heated argument with a roommate when he pulled an orange flare gun and chased the roommate to the roof, where he fired it. The victim then jumped from the roof. For the most recent incident, police arrested Stanley Friday night in Massachusetts.
What the hell's going on with this effing guy?
His weapon of choice is a flare gun?
Yeah, kind of cool.
Yeah,
I would like
signature
to shoot
move.
a flare gun. That'd be cool.
A Taco Bell employee in North Carolina was shot by a suspect who believed he'd been given the wrong amount of change. According to police, officers responded to an assault with a deadly weapon call about 9:30 p.m. Saturday. Witness statements indicated that after ordering food, the suspect became aggressive in the drive-thru when he believed he'd been given an incorrect amount of change. The suspect proceeded to leave the drive-thru and come inside the restaurant, where he became more aggressive, produced a firearm, and began shooting. The employee in the shooting was taken to a local hospital while the suspect fled the scene. Using surveillance footage and witness statements, police later identified the vehicle involved in the incident and tracked the 67-year-old suspect to his home. A police spokesperson said people nowadays just need to chill.
If you can take the time to take a deep breath, take a step back, regardless of what it is, and just have a genuine conversation with somebody, as opposed to being in your feelings or being upset with whatever you had going on.
You know, I will take that advice, Josh. I will take a step back. I will take a deep breath and then pull out my flare gun.
In other fast food-related debauchery, a Florida man who tried to pay for his McDonald's order with a fake $100 bill was apparently printing more fake money in a nearby hotel room. The incident happened shortly after 1:30 p.m. Wednesday at a McDonald's in Naples. The 53-year-old ordered lunch and paid for it with a fake $100 bill. Employees realized the money was fake and returned the bill to the man in exchange for the meal back. As police investigated, they found out that he was producing several phony bills.
That'll get you in trouble right there, won't it, Josh?
Yeah, they don't like that.
Making up fake monies.
A woman said her family members are banged up and bruised after a, quote, very large pig broke into their home and attacked them on several occasions, she said. Here's part of the 911 call from last week.
My grandma is being attacked by a random pig. Now my grandpa's being attacked.
There's a wild hog in the yard at that address.
Wendy Goldstein said the pig went after her daughter and disabled parents. She described the pig as 300 pounds, black and white, spotted, and was foaming at the mouth.
My daughter got hurt out here, and then he barreled through. My mom wrestled with him at the doorway to try to prevent him from coming in. He barreled on through. Got a hold of my dad. My mom tried to lay on top of him to crunch him down until the cops got here to get him. And he overpowered her and got on top of her.
Jeez.
And he had hers flattened like an accordion.
Later on, she said the owner came by to try and find his pig and threatened to shoot her parents if they shot the pig. What does he expect us to do? Sit there and let his pig maul us, Goldstein said.
What is happening in this neighborhood?
The next day, the pig was back.
I'm standing inside my parents' house with a hammer and a knife trying to defend myself and defend my family at any cost. I shouldn't have to live like this.
Goldstein said animal control did come out, but the pig ran off after being shot with a pepper ball. Later, it went after her boyfriend. The sheriff's office said the pig was returned to its owner, adding, quote, "There will be no charges filed." The pig wasn't trying to attack anyone. It knocked a person down and began acting like a dog will sometimes do on a person's leg. It wasn't trying to hurt anyone, so it appears the pig humped someone's leg.
That is the coolest story I've heard all day.
Love it.
And I think I need to get an apartment in this neighborhood.
Just sit back with some popcorn and watch what happens.
I can't even imagine such a thing.
A 30-year-old woman's facing a domestic battery charge after allegedly striking her daughter with a frozen chicken. Cops say the purported poultry crime occurred last week in the St. Petersburg, Florida residence of Mary Marquardt and her child. The victim stated that the accused threw a frozen chicken at her and struck her on the leg. The sister told police that she observed the defendant tossing the bird and striking the victim with the chilled chicken. The affidavit didn't disclose what prompted the alleged attack. Apparently, the same woman has a temper. She was arrested in 2018 for headbutting her husband. A 75-year-old man in Florida didn't take anything after rummaging through a docked boat, but he did leave something behind. His turds.
He proceeded to walk over to the edge of the dock just in front of my boarding ramp and decided to take a number 2 on the sidewalk.
Michael Wurzbicki can be seen on surveillance footage getting into a boat in the pre-dawn hours of Sunday, September 17th while its owner slept. After being called to the scene, police say the victim told them an older man was caught on their boat's cameras, rifling through their belongings before he pooped on the boat and dock during his burglary attempt.
Proceeded to watch him go back and forth in and out of camera view, I would presume towards other vessels, bringing things back and stuffing it into bags that he had set by my outboard dolly. So I continued to watch the individual, and then I found that he was starting to case and look at my boat, at which time he decided, I guess he had to go to the bathroom.
You know, Josh, I've heard of sitting on the dock of the bay, but this is totally ridiculous.
That's crazy.
He's taking it to a whole... I'm sorry.
I know they called it a poop deck, but come on. The victim also pointed out that the suspected burglar was still at the crime scene and sitting on one of the benches at the marina when police arrived. Oh, no. Guess he had no place to go. The new series Found debuts tonight on NBC. A recovery specialist and her team stop at nothing to find missing people because for them, it's personal. Every member of the team has firsthand experience with a mysterious disappearance.
Oh.
Today on Disney Plus, the first season finale of Ahsoka. Then on Hulu, the third season finale of Only Murders in the Building. Yes. Stifler in the American Pie movies. Minnesota's own Sean William Scott, 47. Turning 50 today, Lena Headey, Cersei Lannister on Game of Thrones, as well as Sidney Prescott in the Scream movies, Neve Campbell, both 50. Motley Crue's Tommy Lee, 61.
What a dork.
And former St. Paul native and Minnesota twin Dave Winfield, 72.
Dave Winfield, he says. That's great.
Shout out to Logan Companies from Logan Companies. Vertically challenged Jesus sent in a shout out to right side of the border Jesus and his awesome wife, and then asked for one for herself. Apparently she's having some oral urgery this morning. Good luck there. We wanted to send our love and prayers to Chandler Welder Jesus. He texted me this morning. He's only 22 years old and just found out he had cancer. So we wanted to send our best to you and let you know we've got your back. Happy anniversary to sexy middle school nurse Jesus from Insulation Hauling Jesus. Happy birthday to Warzone Jesus from Strawberry Blonde Jesus. Happy 22nd to Tony Godslayer Jesus from his stepdad Hauling Your Wood Jesus and family. And finally, happy 46th to Jody in Shoreview, and that's 93X News.
Minnesota Twins interview on the Half-Assed Morning Show.
Oh my gosh, well that's nice. Thank you very much.
For those who don't know, this is Dick's 40th year calling games. So Justin and I were out on the golf course, we're talking about you, how appreciative we are to be able to be in here with you and to learn from you.
Well,
we wanted to get you guys something, or wanted to get you something.
A little bottle of scotch. Oh my goodness, thank you very much. And a cake that says
40 years in the game. We didn't get to celebrate at the home opener. Unfortunately, you had COVID, you were sick, we missed it, but we wanted to make sure we recognize this accomplishment because you meant so much to so many Twins fans and to us as players. So, grew up with your voice in their living room, and we just want to say it's been a pleasure to work with you up to this point, and we are happy that we get to continue to do it. So thank you for being
that's awfully nice.
Such a great ambassador for the Twins.
Here I made it to 40 years without crying on TV.
Don't you ever play that audio again, Josh, because now I'm crying.
It's emotional.
Seriously.
It's beautiful.
It's our special edition Wild Card Game 1 segment here on the 93X Half-Ass Morning Show, and here's who's up and joined us to talk about today's ball game. Randy Shaver, who was 67 years old the last time the Twins won a playoff game.
Those were the days.
Yes.
Way
was
back,
young,
was it
spry 67?
2000 and Janel Klein, she wasn't even born the last time the Twins won a playoff game. And by damn, we just heard him in the audio there. We're always appreciative when Twins play-by-play all-timer Dick Bremer joins us to talk Twins baseball. But it's even more special when it's the playoffs and the fact that the guy's on vacation. Dick Bremer, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, you know that thing that the men do in the morning, or at least a lot of men do? They scrape a sharp piece of metal across their face. I'm not going to do that for a while.
Yeah, you don't have to.
Good for you.
What an opening roster we've got this morning with you three joining us.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty awesome.
So, Dick, you got the playoff beard going like Dennis Maruk used to for the North Stars back in the day?
Yeah, unfortunately, I do that every year, and it hasn't even been noticeable because when the Twins lose the playoffs, then I start shaving again. We're hopeful this will be a nice long playoff run, and unfortunately, you've got to be older than we would like to even remember when the Twins did win a playoff game. They won a playoff series and then won the first game in the ALCS against the Angels, and that's, I guess there was, a couple of Yankee wins, too, in Game 1, but it's been a long time.
It has, and they fire it up today, Game 1 of that wild card series, best 2 out of 3 with the Toronto Blue Jays. Game 1, I've talked about this a couple times this morning. Game 1 has me nervous. I'm anxious. I apologize, Josh. I've been a little short-tempered.
A tad gassy.
I have gas.
Yep.
I'm anxious about this, Dick Bremer. Game 1, 3:30, right around that neighborhood at Target Field, televised on ESPN. Pablo Lopez versus, is it Kevin Gausman?
Gausman, yep.
Gausman.
Top two strikeout guys in the American League, and keep an eye on the skies because it's a mid-afternoon start, and if the sun is shining, it's going to be really, really tough for the hitters to see the ball.
Brad Ryder brought that up yesterday.
Yeah, the shadows.
And it is a factor. And I've seen this Gausman guy pitch a time or two, and he's the Blue Jays have a great pitching staff. The shadows could come into play. There's all kinds of things. Brad Ryder also mentioned yesterday that these two teams are pretty evenly matched. Would you agree with that, Dick Bremer?
I would think so, yeah. They've got depth in their starting rotation. I think, to be fair, the Twins lineup in the second half of the year outperformed the Toronto lineup. Mm-hmm. But that can change, of course. Unfortunately, the Twins really need to exercise a demon in Game 1 here today. If they can win that first game, then I honestly believe they've got as good a chance as anybody cutting through the American League and getting to the World Series. But if this thing just keeps persisting from 1 year to the next, and they lose the opener, and then they have to win the next 2, and they haven't won one, and who knows how long, then it's going to be tough because Toronto's good, and the Twins it's in their very strong best interests to win Game 1 here today.
Absolutely. I don't want to think about if Game 1 goes sideways.
You can't even think about the rest of the series. It all depends on today. I agree. I just think everything is in on today. And they've got their best pitcher. They're going against Toronto's best pitcher. The Twins, for the most part, got their players back that they needed back.
Let's get to that.
It's all on the line here today.
Who is going to be on the postseason roster? I think we got a positive word on Carlos Correa, but what about Byron Buxton? What about Royce Lewis?
Yeah, my guess is, and they have to submit their lineup a little more than 2 hours from now. And, of course, it depends on who is healthy and how the different pieces fit together. Now, if they determine that Royce Lewis can help, he can hit, but he probably would be better served for rounds 2 and beyond, and you do have to think of those things. You have to think, okay, we want Royce for the long run here in October. Do we want to run the risk of him getting hurt, re-injuring the hamstring, and being done for the rest of the year? If they find a place for him, and if it's as the designated hitter, unless he can play third base, then I would think necessarily that would mean Byron Buxton would not be on the lineup because, of course, they only let you have one designated hitter. I'm really confident that Carlos Correa will be in the lineup. And then the hope is that the time off didn't hurt his swing at all. And so there are some variables out there, but my guess is that both Royce Lewis probably is the designated hitter, but I don't know. And then certainly Carlos Correa would be in the lineup as well.
He said yesterday, Dick, in the clubhouse that he still felt some of that hamstring, that it was still bothersome. He felt like he could DH if they needed him to, but he wasn't nearly in a position, it didn't sound like, to be able to play the field, which is not what the Twins wanted to hear. So,
no, that probably would mean Polanco would be at third and Julian would be at second. Maybe Lewis is the designated hitter. The problem is, even in the regular season, you can tell yourself as a player, and you can have the trainers and the manager and the coaches all tell you, hey, look, don't bust it wide open, kind of take it easy. But then you hit that ball in the gap and you want to double, or you hit a chopper to third base and you're trying to beat it out, maybe to drive in a run. The adrenaline kicks in and your instincts take over, and that's where you really run the risk of a serious injury. Hamstrings are such where, if you injure it once, that's bad, but if you re-injure it, it's worse. It was probably 15 years ago, 20 years ago, I don't know, Alexi Casilla, who was a middle infielder with the Twins. He had 3 hamstring injuries in 1 year, and every time he re-injured it, it got much worse than the first time. So that's the concern with Royce Lewis.
It's a damn shame. It's terrible timing and terrible luck that they're dealing with these problems at this time of the year. But, we know this roster can get it done with a variety of different guys. Whoever's on the playoff roster, I think we all know this club, they can beat the Toronto Blue Jays, absolutely. And I think, like Dick said, get through game 1, get a win, and then the sky's the limit. So,
yep.
And then, then if they can get through the first round, then it'll be the Texas Rangers, and they beat them fairly recently, 5 out of the 7 games. So the pathway is there if they play good baseball. And so it all starts this afternoon. Can't wait. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, the Houston Astros, you mean?
Houston. You mean the Astros.
Oh, the Houston Astros. I beg your pardon. Right. Yep, Houston Astros.
Now, of course, playing the Blue Jays brings back memories of 1991. And, me and a few buddies were sitting at the bar Sunday afternoon. At the close of Sunday's game, I broke out my cellular device, and I was pulling up old videos of the 91 American League Championship Series with the Twins and the Blue Jays.
Yeah.
When Mike Pagliarulo with that extra inning home run in Game 3. Oh, my God. And then Game 5, Kirby goes opposite field, and then Gladden scores from third, and he was all excited. Okay, that I just wanted to dork out about 91 real quick. You guys can take it from there.
If Kirby Puckett hadn't hit the big home run in Game 6 of the World Series that year, Pagliarulo's home run might have been the biggest swing of the entire postseason for the Twins. Because you're right, it was an extra inning home run that led the Twins to a win in Game 4, I believe.
Oh, I thought it was 3. I'm sorry.
It might have been 3. You might be right, but the series was tied at 1 apiece, and it was such a big home run from a guy who wasn't known for hitting a lot of home runs.
No, the other wild card game 1's today and tonight in Big League Baseball, Texas and Tampa Bay, Arizona and Milwaukee, and the latter clubs here are the home clubs, Miami and Philadelphia. Pretty heartbreaking, isn't it, everybody, that we don't have the Boston Red Sox or the New York Yankees involved in the playoffs?
It is too bad. Heartbreaking. I don't know how I'm going to live.
This is tough, man.
Exactly.
This sucks. I got a text message from a couple of listeners already saying 3 AL East teams in the playoffs, and not one of them's named the Yankees or the Red Sox.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah, they finished 4th and 5th, and nobody's going to start a GoFundMe page for the Yankees or the Red Sox.
No, sir. No, sir.
How about this? Was this from a website called twinsdaily.com? Twinsdaily.com. What was the world like the last time the Twins won a playoff game? The date was October 5th, 2004. Johan Santana went out and had a nice game. The Twins beat the Yankees 2-0. Okay, so what was the world like the last time the Twins won a playoff game? In October of 2004. There weren't iPhones yet. They were 3 years away. Twitter wasn't a thing yet. Facebook was just getting started on college campuses. Now, I love this part of the article. You might think that all the players from that Game 1 would have retired by now. Game 1 of the series against the Yankees, October 5th, 2004. Lou Ford just wrapped up another season with the Long Island Ducks. Lou still swinging a bat for the Long Island Ducks. What level of baseball is that, Dick Bremer or Randy Shaver?
It's an independent league out in obviously the East Coast. Yeah.
Like what the Saints used to be before they became an affiliate.
Right. Yep.
Oh, be days. Is this the liquor talking, or did Lou Ford play the role of player manager for a stretch of time in this independent league, or am I thinking of somebody else?
I think you're right. I remember hearing that.
Yeah. This is like Reg Dunlop in Slapshot. He's a player coach.
Pretty much. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Back in October 2004, Dick Bremer, you could rent a DVD and get it in the mail 2 or 3 days later.
Oh, those were the days.
Oh, no. Is this right? Okay. The Vikings Love Boat scandal would have happened. Okay? The Vikings Love Boat scandal happened exactly 1 year and 1 day after the last Twins playoff victory.
What a year.
Oh, man. The #1 movie in the country was Shark Tale. Anyone have any?
I love Shark Tale.
Yeah, I have not seen it.
Did you and Louis Varland go see that in the theater? When what else was
Probably
going?
the year I met him, actually.
I've never heard of this. The #1 song in the country was something called "Goodies" by Sierra featuring P.D. Pablo.
Doesn't sound familiar.
All right. Sierra is now married to Denver Broncos quarterback Russell Wilson, Randy Shaver, Mr. Unlimited.
Let's ride. Unlimited.
Byron Buxton. Byron Buxton was a 10-year-old. Glenn Perkins was a junior at the University of Minnesota. All right. I think I said a few minutes ago I didn't want to talk about it, but now I'm talking about how long.
Well, hopefully after today you won't have to talk about that anymore. Hopefully we'll be talking about a Twins win and looking forward to the next game.
I hope you're right.
Have that string snapped and get it over with and put it to bed. And
I wonder how many of those dirty Canadians are going to make their way through the gates today.
I think there'll be quite a few.
Dick Bremer. They travel well, those Blue Jays fans.
Yeah, they do, and it's going to be interesting. Yeah, they'll be very vocal in support of their team, and it's nice to have a different opponent rather than the Yankees are responsible for a big part of this losing streak, but it wasn't just the Yankees. It was Houston a couple of years ago, and then Oakland for a year in there too. So we'll hope that maybe having a different opponent will help get the Twins somehow into the win column here, because I think you're right. It's all you have to do is win one, and then it's like bygones are bygones, and here we go. Let's take this for a long run if we can.
God, I wanted to happen. I wanted to happen awfully, awfully bad. Here's what's going on for Game 1 now. If you're heading down to Target Field, they'll crack the gates open at 1:30. First pitches are at 3:38, I guess would be. You'll get yourself a new We Believe 2023 Homer Hanky when you walk into the joint. The Homer Hanky is back, Dick Bremer.
And maybe as an omen, at least I hope so, the first pitch is going to be thrown by Tom Kelly to Kent Herbeck.
Oh, yeah, cool.
And those guys, going back to 87, the Twins were heavy underdogs against the Tigers. And that series only went 5 games, and the Twins didn't win too many road games that year, but they clinched that playoff series in Detroit. So maybe a little bit of an omen off the top this afternoon.
That would be a beautiful thing. You know what, Dick Bremer, as we're talking about, or at least I brought up some of the glory days, I always do. Can't help it. Randy Shaver and I have told our World Series parade stories here on the program. I don't know if we've ever heard, where were you, Dick Bremer, in 87 and 91 when it came to the parades, which were so incredible? Did you get a chance to ride on a vehicle with some players? What was your story from the parade?
No. I was just in 1987. I was just partially back in the Twins broadcast team. I didn't do any games in 1986, and then in 91 I had some other stuff going on. I got married during the afternoon of Game 1 of the 91 World Series, and we were distracted somewhat, pleasantly, but I have not been in a World Series parade. I did go to the Rose Garden ceremony, however, after the 91 win, so that was pretty special too.
Oh, wow. Oh, that must have been terrific. Yeah, I think Randy Shaver, one of your old co-workers, our little old sock monkey, Tim McNiff.
Yes.
I worked with Tim McNiff on the radio many, many years ago, and I think, if I remember right, I hope I'm not making him out to sound like an old man here, but I want to say that, is this possible? Yeah. One of his children, I think, was born during the 91 World Series, and his wife...
very well be possible.
Yeah, and his wife busted him peering through the window at the television. I think that was a Timmy McNiff story where there was a glass window and there was a television in the distance showing the Twins World Series, and here's this baby. Tim's like, hang on a second, dear. Brian Harper's up. I got to see this. Let's see what else. There's going to be a flyover today. We always love those.
Those are great. Yeah, those are awesome.
It is specifically going to be handled by the Minnesota National Guard. Josh, you know quite a bit about these fighter jets and whatnot. It's going to be a C-130 Hercules.
Lame claim to fame, my wife knows the pilot. She used to work with the 133rd and the 134th, so she knows a lot of those guys.
How well does she know the guy?
I am suspicious, and I'd understand, by the way.
I know she does love a man in uniform.
They're heroes.
Which is why you always wear your Apollo Heating and Air hooded sweatshirt. A C-130 Hercules. That's pretty cool that she knows the guy who's going to be steering the dang thing.
I know it's a lame claim to fame, but I thought it was really cool.
From the 133rd Airlift Wing of the Minnesota National Guard. They're based in St. Paul. And they're also talking about some new foods and some new drinks that'll be available at the ball game today. So, it's going to be a big damn deal.
Yep.
Oh, and by the way, Dick, we played the audio of the nice little gesture made to you on the final broadcast of the regular season where Justin Morneau and Trevor Plouffe gave you a cake for 40 years and a bottle of hooch. That was all very, very nice. I just wanted you to know that we enjoyed watching it as much as, well, maybe not as much as you did, but it was a nice moment.
Yeah.
Well, it was a very, very nice moment. It caught me completely by surprise, and a very nice gesture by Trevor and Justin. And when you played the audio, yeah, I got a little... it touched me still, having seen it a few times and having heard it a few times. Just a nice gesture and a really classy move by those two guys to put together the surprise. And the best part of it is, of course, the scotch they gave me is a heck of a lot better than the stuff I normally drink. So.
That's perfect.
Dick Bremer, it's all right. It's all right. I got emotional when you did. I did. Well, that brings me back now to a Kirby Puckett story. When Kirby retired from baseball, was that, boy, Dick, was it 95?
Yep.
Okay. We were absolutely blessed to get Kirby on the radio. And I thought it was a long shot. Because we weren't the radio juggernaut we are today, Dick Bremer. Back in '95, we were run of the mill. Now we dominate every minute of every. So I thought it was a long shot that we got Kirby on the air after he retired from the game, and he was everything we hoped he would be. He was so engaging and fun and funny and humble and everything that we loved about Kirby. But there was a guy that I was working with at the time, Josh. You know who I'm talking about. He ended up getting in some real big trouble later in life.
Yeah.
Okay. But, he was a tough nut. He really was. He was kind of a loose cannon, tough nut kind of. And I know some of you are saying, no way, in radio? That's weird. But, he was kind of a hardcore dude. And he got on the radio with Kirby and was like, thanking Kirby for all the great memories. The guy basically said, hey, when I grew up, my family didn't get along. We were a volatile family, but we always enjoyed watching Twins games together. It was the one thing we actually did together happily. And the guy said, I want to thank you, Kirby, for all those memories. And this hardcore dude that I was working with started to cry on the radio. And the best part about it, you hear Kirby Puckett's voice in the background. He goes, it's okay, man.
That's sweet.
That's so sweet.
It's okay.
I remember the press conference they had at the Metrodome when they announced, Kirby tried to play after the glaucoma thing. Was still working out with the team and trying to basically hit with one eye. And once it became apparent and official that he was no longer going to be able to play, they had a press conference at the Metrodome, and the Cleveland Indians were in town, and all the Twins players were there. All the Cleveland players were there, including Dennis Martinez, who hit Kirby in the eye, which would unfortunately be his last plate appearance in the big leagues. And if there were 200 people in this press conference room, 199 of them got emotional and teary-eyed, and Kirby had the driest eye in the whole room. And it's just a marvel to me that he was able to hold it together and still, under those circumstances, be so positive and uplifting. And it was a pretty emotional day when they finally came to the conclusion that he wasn't going to be able to play anymore.
Yeah, that's great stuff. Well, there you go, Dick Bremer. We just got to get her done now on the ball field. That's all.
Yeah, and again, it's not going to take much, I don't think. If the Twins win today, then I think Twins fans will be re-energized and get to the point where they believe their team can win. And hopefully, they get that win today, can even wrap things up as early as tomorrow, and then, get ready for Houston. And you never know how these things are going to go. Carlos Correa talked about it again yesterday. You have a season, and then everything starts anew, and maybe the 87 Twins prove that as much as anybody, that, once you get, as Gary Gaetti said, after the World Series, it's a tournament. Now it's a tournament. It's almost like the basketball tournament. You get a fresh start. The records really don't matter that much. You just got to go out and play good baseball. And I'll be curious if the Twins win the series and advance. My guess is it won't be Correa and it won't be Lewis. It'll be somebody like Willie Castro, who got the big hit or maybe the big base running play, make the big play out in the field. Because as often as not, it's some unsung guy who's not a marquee player who has the greatest contribution.
You're absolutely right. Have a blast watching the game today, Dick Bremer, and we hope to talk to you as soon as possible.
All right.
Thanks, Dick. Thanks for everything. Randy Shaver, if they win the World Series and they have another parade.
Oh, no.
Okay. I think we're getting a little ahead of ourselves. So
if they win the World Series and they have another parade, will you be broadcasting live on the streets of downtown Minneapolis?
I could not tell you that, but if I am, there will be some sort of a barrier up between between myself and the crowd so that I don't get hit in the head with a roll of toilet paper.
God, I missed you by just a little bit.
Well, you hit Diana Pierce square in the head. Yes.
I know. Oh, man. Welcome back to the studio, Janel Klein.
Thank you.
I'll tell you what, it's nice to have you back in studio.
Did you have a nice week?
I did, yeah.
You bring a ray of sunshine every time you come in.
All right. So we all know, again, 3:30 today over there at Target Field, televised ESPN Game 1 of the best-of-3 series
with
with
warm.
Toronto.
It's going to be 85 degrees.
Jesus
it's going to be perfect baseball weather. It's going to be amazing. But, again, I think the shadows are going to play a role.
The shadows. Yep. Oh, I hope not.
Well,
that'd be silly to, here we are, we made it to the playoffs, we fought like hell, and now we can't hit the baseball because of the time of day.
Well, and Gausman throws this splitter, which, I'm sure is probably one of the harder pitches maybe to pick up. So we'll see what happens. It's going to be fun, and I'm predicting a low-scoring game. I think it's going to be a 2-1, 3-2. something like that, because I think both these teams are going to be a little tight to start the game. I think it's going to take a few innings to kind of get things figured out, but
fair enough.
Two great pitchers, so
yeah, it's okay, man. Kirby said.
That is great.
It's okay. It's all right. I mentioned earlier I watched 2-3 minutes of Monday Night Football last night. Boy, the New York Giants are.
Was that Archie Manning playing quarterback for the Giants?
Yeah. Look, how many times did the Seattle Sea Ducks sack?
10 times.
Petey
One less
McSchmidt.
than the Bears who tried to kill Archie Manning when he was quarterback for the Vikings.
What the hell's the kid's name again?
Daniel Jones.
Danny Jones.
Daniel Jones is way more athletic than Archie Manning ever was.
No.
And so he could at least try to escape. Archie had no chance, man.
10 times they sacked him, and it was 11 when the Bears got Archie, and I think that was 85.
11 times, yes.
84, maybe it's 84. I remember watching that game. Archie Manning should have been hospitalized for a month after that.
Archie Manning and Dave Casper arrived for the Vikings that year to try to help salvage whatever they could salvage, and they went to Chicago, and the Bears just absolutely crushed Archie Manning. It was almost gross, really.
It was disturbing because this was back when you could hit a quarterback in any fashion you wanted to. He released the football. You could go 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, and still put your helmet right on his chin strap at full. If maybe on YouTube you can look this up.
Yes.
The beating that Archie Manning took, the hits that they laid upon him in that game, really, it's a miracle the man was able to walk out of there with all of his limbs.
But Seattle looked great last night.
I can understand how you'd
really
compare
good.
it. I can understand how you compare it to the way the Sea Ducks treated Dan Jones. They're the Giants' offensive line. My damn.
Whew. Well, they lost the kid from Minnesota, got hurt. The rookie Schmitz, who plays center for them. So they were banged up. But I mean, Daniel Jones just. He threw 2 interceptions. He was sacked 10 times. I mean, one was a pick six. It was just an ugly game from the start. It wasn't like they were in Seattle either. This was at home.
Yes.
So, it was brutal.
Yes, it was pretty brutal.
Lots of great crowd shots. Just
the Giants fans.
Yeah,
it's just awesome. Yeah, awesome.
Is Jones the quarterback that just got a huge contract too? I thought it was noteworthy for how much money.
Yes, because he beat the Vikings.
Yeah.
Yes. I saw a stat last night where since the Giants beat the Vikings, they've been outscored by 100 points.
Oh my God.
Anyone planning further NFL talk here real quick? Anyone planning on going to see an out-of-town NFL game this season? Dana, last year, he went out to Buffalo, New York to watch his favorite club, the Buffalo Bills. Any plans this year? Anyone to go summers else?
No, sir.
No plans. Nope, not yet.
I'm looking into going to Denver for the Vikings-Broncos game.
That'll be fun. It's a Sunday night.
Sunday night game.
Yep.
Well.
And let's just say I'm glad we didn't buy tickets before the season started because both teams not doing so hot. Those things are going down fast.
Yeah, well, that sometimes that makes it fun. Like, I was last night bored out of my mind. I looked at who's playing Thursday night's football game this week.
Oh, yes.
It's the Bears and the Washington Commodores. I'm drawn to that. You guys know I love bad football.
You do.
You'll get some
fumbles and interceptions and guys running the wrong route and the coaches scream. I love that stuff. Okay, I guess this is a warning to anyone who wants to travel to see an NFL game. There's a new report out on the most dangerous NFL stadiums based on actual crime statistics in the area. And overall, oh boy, this is very fitting, and we did not plan this. The Denver Broncos Stadium was named the most dangerous.
Nice knowing you, Dana.
All right. Well, now I'm trying to think, is a Sunday night football game in November between the Vikings and the Broncos worth dying over? I don't think so.
I would have guessed back in the old days it would have been the Oakland Raiders. But
for sure.
I was going to say Detroit right now.
Yeah, here's the deal. They added up all the crime. Violent crime, crimes witnessed by fans. fans who have been victims of crimes in the neighborhood. They added all this up. And they came up with Denver. Detroit's a great guess, Janel Klein. Second place, second most dangerous, the Seattle Seahawks Stadium.
Really?
Yeah.
Followed by Detroit, Janel Klein.
Mm-hmm.
Then right here at the new Metrodome.
They're fourth?
Yes.
Wow. Really?
No.
I feel so safe when I'm by the new Metrodome.
I don't buy that.
Well, that's what they added up, Randy Shaver. And then the home of the Kansas City Chiefs.
That's a weird one, too.
Huh.
Boy, I thought I had... Did I leave something on the printer over there, Josh?
No.
Oh, for God's sake. There's something I wanted to mention connected to the Kansas City Chiefs. And I think you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, you mean something about Taylor Swift?
Here it is. Here it is. Thank you, Janelle. Yes, I found it. And I know that most of us...
Taylor Swift, of course.
Most of us
Nick
are already...
left that on the printer.
Yeah.
He's been doing his research for the game Sunday.
I found it. I found the story.
Where can I sit so I can see Taylor Swift?
I think most of us are already really burned out on the Taylor Swift is dating Andy Reid story or whatever's going on there.
Wouldn't that be something?
That would be something.
I'd be interested in that.
By God, this is good, though. This is good. If you were watching the Chiefs, how do they say their team
Chiefs.
name? If you were watching the Chiefs-Jets game the other night, did you guys watch that football game?
Yeah.
Where all
A little
the
bit,
Chiefs and
little
the Jets.
bit.
That Swift gal was at the game, and the television cameras pointed themselves at her as often as they could to get her reaction on everything.
Right.
Some folks who were stranded in Buffalo, New York Sunday because of problems with their airplane, they were sitting at the airport watching the ball game. And they decided to turn the obsession with showing Taylor Swift on camera into a drinking game.
Oh, no.
Now, maybe some of you have heard of this guy. They call him here in the story ESPN football reporter Jeff Darlington.
Heard of him.
No, Jeff.
You know him, Janelle?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
He nice guy?
Great guy.
Big drinker?
Huge.
Yeah. He tweeted Sunday, delayed out of Buffalo's airport, but we're making the most of it. We're drinking every time they show Taylor Swift, and I'm buying shots for the bar every fifth time they show her.
Oh,
unfortunately, he closes out his tweet with, let's go, which is so friggin' tired, I want to strangle somebody. Shortly after he tweeted that original message, he tweeted again and said, we're delayed again on the airplane because somebody puked when he boarded the plane.
I watched the video.
That's the worst.
You know, they were taking video of this, and I think I can pick out the guy. And he looks just like Dana, and he's wearing a Bills shirt. I did a double take. Did you see that guy, Nick?
No, I didn't see any video.
Let me show you. Look at this guy. Right there. Wearing a Bills shirt, looks like Dana.
He does look like a much, much younger and healthier Dana. That's the guy who cacked?
No, I'm saying, I can just by looking at it, I was trying to pick out which guy might have barfed on the plane, and I think it was him.
So apparently the airport was filled with these media types who were covering the Dolphins-Bills game from earlier in the day in Buffalo. And there were also a pile of fans of both of those two clubs hanging out. They're also waiting for their airplane ride. And I guess it just got buck wild. This sounds like fun. All the fans, everybody at the airport was cheering obnoxiously every time they showed Taylor Swift on TV.
It does sound fun.
Hooray!
I'd imagine we'll see her Sunday if you watch the Vikes game.
Gosh, I bet.
Have we heard? Is she coming, or do we know?
Oh, gosh.
I heard they're going to dinner at the Rainforest Cafe after the show.
That's a nice date spot.
What, are you going to go looking for her or something, Janelle?
No, but I mean, when does it stop? She's already been to 2 games. Is she going to follow him all season?
I don't think she'll be there.
I think the NFL would
I really don't think she will be.
Yeah, that's true. They would
Yes.
love it.
It's insane how she's affected ratings so much.
The world's gone crazy.
Yeah, this is crazy. You're right. This relationship is, I mean, you can't open a newspaper
Is it a
without seeing
relationship, though? Do we really know?
I thought Andy Reid was married, so
No,
I
it's
don't know.
not Andy Reid. It's Travis Kelce.
It is getting weird. It's getting to a point where it's weird. Like the NFL, like changing like their stuff on social media to like changing it to Taylor Swift and stuff. It's just it's weird. It's giving me weird vibes
I just
now.
don't understand why so many people care.
Right, I'm with you on that.
To the point where they're buying jerseys and tuning into the game like it's the most important thing. I don't.
Well, you remember, like, when she goes town to town on her tour, they name streets after her temporarily. You have Taylor Swift Day.
Yeah,
things
were we
like that.
Swiftiapolis?
Yeah, it was Swiftiapolis for a day.
I never knew that she was this big of a deal.
Oh, yeah.
Until she came to town and everybody lost their effing minds. Okay, we got to get to this before we. Jimmy Butler.
Oh my God.
What
happened?
This made
General
my day.
soreness.
Oh my God.
Jimmy Bottles, whatever you want to call him, General Soreness.
Yes, the general.
I think his new hairdo is beautiful.
Love it.
I'm jealous.
10 out of 10.
He's got a new hairdo?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Randy.
Yeah, that's new. That is new.
You got to look
and
this.
piercings and everything.
I'm looking. Oh, my goodness. No
I saw.
way.
Yes, it's beautiful.
Doesn't it almost look photoshopped? It's almost
It
too
does.
good.
Yeah.
It's almost too good.
It kind of looks like a wig.
Yeah.
Is this up on our website?
Yes, it is.
Folks should check out Jimmy Butler's new haircut on. I saw pictures of Jimmy's new haircut in an article titled, "Please pay attention to Jimmy Butler or he'll be forced to do something even more outrageous." From a website called thebiglead.com.
Oh, wow.
Jimmy attended the Miami Heat Media Day with a new hairdo. He had dreadlocks last year. Now he's got what they're calling here an emo look. Emo Jimmy Butler.
100%.
So there he goes.
There's no way he's going to play with it like that if it's in his eyes.
Oh,
He's
you can
not
put a
gonna-
headband on.
Yeah, you can.
Do you think
Right, Dana?
Shakira? Do you think Shakira is at home being like, "Come on, Jimmy, don't do this"?
Oh, yeah, the rumored girlfriend, Shakira.
Yeah.
Shakira's his girlfriend?
Yeah.
That's
God,
a
I'm
rumor.
so out of the loop. It's just so sad.
That's why I'm here for you, Randy.
I had
Thank
forgotten
God,
about
Janelle.
that. She started going to his ball games last year.
I didn't know Andy Reid was dating Taylor
I
Swift.
know.
No, he's
I'm
not,
so
Randy.
out of the deal.
He's not.
I'll tell you this one. I couldn't possibly care less about Andy Reid and Taylor Swift. I will tune in to see Shakira at a Jimmy Butler basketball game.
Yeah.
That woman is, wah, wah, wee, wah.
Yeah, laugh it up. I'm emo. Leave me alone.
Jimmy, last year you came out with the braids, man. What's this?
This is my emotional state. I'm one with my emotions, so I'm into wearing all black. This is what you get.
I'm emo. Leave me alone. Oh, that's so good.
That was Jimmy at the press conference.
He's emo. He's in touch with his feelings.
Some people are saying that Jimmy Bottles is an emo character now because the Miami Heat lost out on Damian Lillard, so he's very emotional. He's down about. He's depressed about.
Yeah, he talked a little bit about that too.
Yeah, for you '80s people, and I'm going to lose some of yous here. Jimmy Bottles with this new emo haircut looks effing exactly like an 80s singer by the name of Jermaine Stewart. Does everyone remember the song, "We Don't Have to Take Our Clothes Off to Have a Good Time"?
Yep.
That was, if you look up the video.
Oh, wow.
Jermaine Stewart singing, "We don't have to take our clothes, by God, smooth woo off to have a good time." You will see that they are identical twins. Are they not, Wapple?
Oh, yeah. There's this one photo where he's just kind of leaning on his face, and he's got that emo flip going on. Oh,
yeah, they just part their hair on different sides. Otherwise, it is pretty close.
That was a big hit, I think, 86. Jermaine Stewart, "We Don't Have to Take Our Clothes." That was a catchy song and a big hit. The poor guy died young. Jermaine Stewart did, but...
That's who Jimmy Butler should go as Halloween. He's already got his costume done.
Well, unfortunately, me and a couple of my buddies from 8th grade are the only ones that remember Jermaine Stewart.
I still hear that on the radio.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Boy, that guy had a voice on him. He sounded like his nuts were in a vice, but it was a catchy song. Some say Jimmy Butler looks like Andre 3000 from Outkast.
Definitely.
I'm not sure I know that reference, but...
Other people are saying Little Nicky.
Never saw it. Is that an Adam Sandler movie?
Oh, yeah, Little Nicky.
Oh, my gosh.
Well, now, and I don't know the emo scene much, but NBA fans put together some jokes here for the new Jimmy Butler emo look. Okay, they've come up with some nicknames for Jimmy Butler with his new look. So help me out with this. Ball Out Boy?
Fallout
Boy, yeah.
Oh, sure, I get it. 22 Pilots, because he wears jersey number 22.
Yeah, and 21 Pilots.
24 Seconds to Mars. Isn't that a legitimate band?
30 Seconds to Mars.
Oh, what's 24? Oh, that's the shot clock.
Yeah.
Okay, I got it. Death cab for coffee because Jimmy likes coffee.
That's a clever one.
These are good.
Heat Wentz? What does that mean?
Pete Wentz.
Oh my
Who's
God.
Pete Wentz?
The lead singer of Ball Out Boy.
Oh, really?
Ashley Simpson's ex-husband.
Ashley.
Oh my God.
Thank you.
Janelle.
I remember Ashley
with the win.
Uh-huh.
I thought Ashley Simpson was just adorable.
No, Pete Wentz is not the singer, or is he the singer?
He's
the bass
He's the
player.
bass player.
Yeah, bass player. My bad.
Patrick is the lead singer.
That's right.
I remember that. Ashley, thank you for that, Janelle. Here are some other emo nicknames for Jimmy Butler. Panic at the free throw line. Backboard confessional. My Chemical Bromance. Good Charlotte Hornets. That's stupid. I hope he sticks with it. By God, I do. All right, Randy, what are you going to do for the ball game today, Randy?
I'll be at work. Watching the ball game.
All right.
Well, as much as I can watch during work, but yeah.
Does that mean you might go on air tonight with a little bit of a buzz?
No, probably not.
You can't sit there and watch the game
Probably
without
not.
beer drinking? All right.
I'll get through it.
Well, we'll
Fingers crossed that tomorrow we're talking about a Twins win and not loss number 19 in a row.
No, God, I'll be effing if you think
It's the longest professional losing streak of any sport in North America.
Of all time.
It's going to be over.
Of all time.
Ashley's
Correct.
calling it. She says they're going to get a win. Josh, if you think my gas is bad today,
If they lose
game one, my stomach is going to be a terror.
Oh, my.
I just get so nervous.
You may all have to do this remotely tomorrow morning.
You don't have to take your... Sing it, Josh.
Clothes off.
That's right. We'll talk to you tomorrow, Randy.
See ya.
We'll be back with more Jupiter Jane here in a couple of minutes.
The 93X Half-Ass Morning Show.
Our experienced and certified technicians at Standard Heating have been trusted to keep our fellow Minnesotans comfortable and confident for over 90 years. We're ready to do the same for you, providing comfort you deserve since 1930.
And now is a great time to join their team. Standard Heating and Air Conditioning is currently hiring experienced and entry-level HVAC technicians, dedicated to improving the work-life balance of their employees by providing benefits that include parental leave and 401k match. Apply today at standardheating.com.
We're all juggling life, a career, and trying to build a little bit of wealth. The Brown Ambition podcast with host Mandy and Tiffany the Budgetnista can help.
If I do even consider lending, I always ask myself, will this solve the problem? So I know you don't have your money for mortgage because you don't have a job. So what happens next month? Oh, I don't know. I'm going to have to think about the next month. Now, it's another thing if you're like, hey, Tiffany, I have $1,000 left to pay my car and then I'm car note free and I'll be able to pay you back, the 3 months I used to pay my car note. That solves the problem.
Brown Ambition.
Wherever you listen.
KARE 11's Janel Klein.
This is the 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
All right, yeah, we continue on here on the 93X Half-Assed Morning Show. Look at that, it's 8:30, and we have Janel Klein up in here, who many in our listening audience believe is my new wife. Should we tell them the truth, Janel?
Go for it. It's going to come out anyway.
Janel Klein and I will be getting married in the future.
Once you get a divorce from your current wife?
Well, it depends. Janelle, would you have married me if I would have asked?
Totally.
Okay, we'll give folks an update when... It's funny, I got a lot of text messages saying, is Janelle your wife?
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. What did you say?
I said yes.
I just got 2 words for that. Power couple.
Wouldn't that be the truth, Josh? All the red carpet rolled out and all the doors opened. All right, here's the deal. Nice to have you back, Janelle.
Great to be here.
Oh, real quick, I wanted to throw this at you because when we had Randy Shaver in the mix a few minutes ago, we were talking about Jimmy Butler's new hairdo.
Yes.
Which is cute.
Yeah.
I read this, and maybe it's just me that can comment on this. Maybe none of the rest of you have any experience with this. It says here, a Gen Z, and again, I don't want to get into who's Gen Z and who's what are the others?
Well, there's Gen X, there's millennials, there's baby
boomer, all that. I hate that gimmick, but at any rate, Gen Z people, I guess, are bringing back the man perm.
I have heard something about this. Yes.
I guess I haven't seen that.
Okay. It says here this new trend is fueled by TikTok videos and Korean boy bands and soap operas. The soft perm trend among young males, according to a lady, I think, who writes for the Star Tribune. She says the soft perm trend among young males has officially migrated to Minnesota. So be on the lookout for this. The reason I wanted to bring it up, Josh, maybe you were too young for this. When I was around a fifth grader, it suddenly was a thing for young guys to perm their hair. Like, remember in the early days of the Brady Bunch, Mike Brady the dad had straight hair, and then towards the end of the 70s, he had that curly hairdo? Okay, God help us, no one knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, you do? Okay. Yeah. When I was like a fifth grade kid, two of my buddies who had naturally straight hair permed their hair, little tiny curls. And it was the most hilarious effing thing in the whole world because these guys were animals. They were filthy, filthy animals, but yet they went into the stylist to have their hair all cutesy, curled up.
When I played hockey back in high school, there was a lot of hockey players that wanted to get perms.
Oh, I remember that
I
too.
wanted to get one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So this is not the first time the perm has come back into style since 1983.
No, it's been a few years.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
I like the looser curls. That's a good look. I enjoy that. I don't like the tiny little curls very much.
Is Patrick Mahomes kind of like a perm then?
I don't think so.
I think it's just naturally curly
That's his
hair.
natural hair.
Okay.
But I just, anyway, I didn't know if anyone else experienced. Anyone else have their friends curl, your boyfriends, your buddies, Josh, curl their hair?
Yeah, there was perms going. I remember thinking at the time, like, oh, I didn't know guys could get perms. I didn't know that was the thing.
And again,
I remember, like, my aunts would get perms.
It was so funny to me because these two buddies of mine who got the little perm done to their hairdo were just the nastiest, filthiest dudes. Nasty mouths, terrible children, really, they were.
Was it like a mullet with a perm?
No, it was just a straight up perm, like Mike Brady is the only comparison I can come up with.
But tighter curls.
Yeah, tight. Yeah, tight curls.
See, I don't know what's going on now. I need to look more at like maybe this story that you're referring to, but I don't think it's tight. I think it's more like wavy and kind of long. Right?
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing when I look at these pictures. Most of them are wavy.
So it's not the tight curls that I remember from the early 80s.
No,
Fair enough.
It's still, wavy, curly, but not as tight.
Speaking of bad hair, very funny guy, this guy, but hasn't he always struggled with his haircut? David Spade.
Yeah, he's had some interesting hairdos over the years.
His hairdo in Joe Dirt was the best by far.
I love friggin' Joe Dirt. David Spade.
I'm sorry, Dirte.
Yeah.
Yes. He has a new television program, and I lost the name of the show. Josh, do you know the name of the show?
I
lost it somehow.
Oh, darn it. Yeah, I just had it myself.
It's on Fox. New David Spade hosted game show.
Snake oil.
Yeah, there you go.
That's
Snake
it.
oil.
Thank you, Wapple. And the show challenges contestants to try and tell real products from fake ones. I haven't seen the show yet. Anyone watched the Snake Oil starring David?
Seen the previews.
I saw the previews, and at first it looked kind of dumb, and now that I keep seeing them, I'm kind of getting more interested.
I agree with you. I thought it looked kind of dumb. I know
Okay.
Will Arnett's behind the show. Like
course
he's
he is.
produced it. Right, he's kind of involved in everything now.
Everything, I feel like.
And
So
I love Will Arnett.
Yep.
You try to guess what's a real product and what's a fake product. Okay, fair enough. This new David Spade show, Snake Oil, has prompted some articles on the internet about some of the weirdest, wildest, as seen on TV products that have ever been sold.
Have you ever been to? Is that store still at the Mall of America?
I don't think so. No, I
used to like going in there.
Yeah, that was fun. They always had that stuff that you'd be like, oh, I want that, but I'm not going to call a 1-800 number right now and buy it.
Yeah, where all the late night stuff would be at that store.
Right, I thought that was a cute trick too, Josh. You probably know this, and you just it's not top of mind for you right now. I believe there's still an as seen on TV aisle at Menards.
I do remember. I know that. Yeah.
It's been a while since I've seen it.
Okay.
I think you might be on to something there.
I run into it. I go to the Menards there off of Louisiana Avenue in St. Louis Park, or Golden Valley, whatever it is. And I think they still have okay. I've told the story many times that when I was about 25, 6 years old and very drunk one night about 2 o'clock in the morning, I ordered an ab dolly. It was this a couple of platforms on wheels, and you put your elbows down on one of the platforms with wheels on it, and the other one, I think you put your knees on top of it, and you kind of snake yourself back and forth to work on your abs. Can you picture what I'm saying?
Yeah, the ab roller.
Ab dolly. Well, this thing was called, I thought mine was called the ab dolly. Ab roller. Okay, same thing probably. Anyway, it actually was an effective product. It was.
Going back to snake oil real quick, so I was just going to bring this up. It did look kind of dumb to me, like you said, Wapple. I haven't given it a chance yet, to be fair. But I thought the same thing about Is It Cake? I'm like, how is there an entire show about whether it's cake or not cake? And then because my son was watching, I'm giving him crap, like, how can you be entertained by this? And all of a sudden 3 episodes went by. I'm like, what happened? I got sucked in to the point where I'm like, oh, that's definitely cake. This person's an idiot. That's cake.
There's a television show called Is It Cake?
Yeah, so like they'll have on a pedestal, right, there'll be a suitcase. And you have to decide, is it cake?
And then
who's the guy from Saturday Night Live? I forget his name.
Bill Murrah.
No, he hosted.
Dan Aykroyd.
So then they'll grab a knife, right? Here's the excitement. We're going to cut through it. Oh, no, that's a suitcase.
and you killed about an hour and a half watching
and I don't know where it went. After I've given
Mikey Day.
Mikey Day?
That is hilarious. Is it cake, for God's sake?
That is a good show.
Nick, you would have... Josh should go on YouTube and play a couple of these during
All
the
right,
break.
go ahead. I'd like to watch a little bit. Janelle, have you seen Is It Cake
No,
yet?
but now I want to. I was just going to ask, where can I find it?
Netflix.
Oh, okay.
Is it cake? I'll tell you what. If it is, Josh knows this. If it is cake, I'll chomp it up.
Oh, yeah, you like sweets.
I love cake. All right, so let's roll through. Tell me if anyone... You ever bought any As Seen on TV products, Janel Klein?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I can't think of any. I've never, like Dana was saying, I've never called the number, like done the whole thing.
Yeah,
I
it
don't
comes
think
off
so.
shady.
Yeah, kind of.
But in 1996, I was cool with it when I had about a case of beer in me, and I called and I made the purchase of the ab. Do you want to borrow my ab dolly, Janelle?
I was just going to ask if it worked.
You don't need an ab, but if you ever want to borrow it, it worked. It wasn't. It was
You
effective.
still have it after all these years, huh?
I think I actually, to be honest,
Because you love chucking stuff.
I threw it away. But I had it for many years, and when I was 25-6 and my metabolism was still cooking like a crack addict, when I used the ab dolly,
It was good.
it made me. I was cut. I was yoked.
Dropping Doses with Jesus said Walmart has an As Seen on TV aisle as well. I've never seen that.
No way.
Listeners are saying Josh's mama, she's got that cake. I'll tell you that right now. All right, tell me if anyone remembers or purchased these products real quick. Wacky ass As Seen on TV products that have been sold over the Legsercise.
No. Sounds familiar.
A lot of these are fitness products. It was meant to be a machine that... Oh, okay. You put it... You say you're sitting at your office chair.
Oh, yeah. I've seen
Office
these.
chair is how you say. I call that an office chail, Josh.
I know. I heard.
You're sitting at
That was
your.
very Wapple of you.
Yes. You're sitting at your office chair. You put it down on your feet, under your feet, and you kind of step on it and move your feet back and forth. It's supposed to simulate walking.
Oh.
Legsercise.
Oh, yeah, I've seen those.
6-second abs.
Too long.
Oh, yeah.
I want 2-second abs.
6-second abs.
I remember you used to be able to rent those at Blockbuster and other video stores.
The video. What do you mean? You rented what?
The 6-second ab videos.
Oh, well, this is actually some kind of apparatus they send you in the mail.
Oh, okay. But I know they had videos, too, that went with them, and people would rent those fitness VHS tapes from the video store back in the day.
How stupid. 6-second abs.
I bet it takes a little bit longer than that.
Yeah,
Jesus
maybe
balls.
a good diet, too.
It says here you won't get abs in 6 seconds, but the central exercise involved in this product when you hooked it up to your pelvis or whatever you did, the central exercise takes 6 seconds. Okay. Thigh Master.
Those were popping.
I remember some friends' moms having those.
5 Magics for you Megadeth fans. The old Megadeth song off of Rust in Peace. Five Magics, it always sounds like they're saying Thigh Master in the song. Megadeth fans know what I'm talking about. The Thigh Master, I'm sorry, who bought one? What did someone just say about that?
My friends moms had them, I remember, back in the day.
They wanted to be like Suzanne Summers?
Exactly. Oh, those infomercials were hot stuff.
Was it like blue and red?
Yep.
Yeah, I remember.
You squeezed your damn thighs open and closed.
You just blast your adductor muscles or whatever.
God, I wish I still had hairs up on top of my head because I'd cut it with a damn Flowbee.
My friend's dad feels like he got screwed out of that because he invented a Flowbee when we were very young. He had his own Flowbee and he would cut my buddy's hair with
No
it.
way.
Before the Flowbee was the Flowbee.
What did he put together? How did
It
he
was
do
just a vacuum cleaner with clippers.
Oh, so he'd
Ju-
suck
just
the
kinda
hair.
let-
Oh, I see. Yeah.
It sucks as it cuts.
Smart.
Is that to like keep the hair even, or what's the idea?
So there's less mess.
Oh, okay.
Maybe there's some of that involved too, but yeah, at
Yeah.
least he made it for just so there's less mess.
Got it. Okay.
And it worked.
Yeah.
Well, we get another ab product here. It's called the Ab Flex. And I guess their marketing angle was that regular, old school ab exercises like sit-ups and such will hurt your spine. So you better buy the Ab Flex. And I don't remember. I saw a picture of what the Ab Flex looks like, but now I lost it. So don't hurt your spine. Oh God, my spine. Doing regular old school sit-ups like we've been doing for 10,000 years. Go ahead and buy the Ab Flex. The Shiwi.
The Shiwi, like a...
Ashley, you had one of those, but it was called something different.
Like a Go-Girl.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, those are... yeah, they work.
Does it?
Yeah,
Didn't get messy or anything?
You did it like hunting, right?
Yeah, the only downside is that, like, I feel like the only reason I ever would really need one is if I'm, like, drinking a lot of beer, if I have to, like an emergency situation, like ice fishing or something, and you can't really, you have to go in increments then.
Oh, you fill it?
Yeah, it fills up too fast. Yeah.
Well, I thought there was just a tube at the end, and you let it run into into the back seat of your friend's car or whatever.
Well, there is a tube, but it's not wide enough.
There's a reservoir at the bottom.
It kind of looks like a funnel.
Yeah.
And so women can stand and pee.
The funnel needs to be bigger.
You press a... I don't know if I understand. Maybe I don't want to understand.
Well, you've used a funnel, right?
Sure.
If you pour the liquid in too quick, it fills up.
That's not good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you press a funnel up against your gear, you let her buck, and then like I said, it empties. These are products, Janel Klein, as seen on TV. The Shiwi. Do you have any
I've
interest
never
in?
heard of that.
Would you ever try something like that, just out of curiosity?
Probably not.
No, you just pull up at your favorite urinal and give it a shot.
Probably not.
You could write stuff in the snow. That's pretty cool.
Oh. Is this anything like the Whizzinator?
No, completely different.
Very different.
Very different.
Okay.
I don't think they ever sold the Whizzinator on television, but you can write stuff in the snow. Ashley was her. You ran out. It just says Ashley was her.
You can only go so far.
Yeah, you ran. Oh, God, they sold on television, they sold some tennis shoes called Skechers. Before we move on to that, Josh, do you remember when we were at some kind of an outdoor event, like the outdoor show or something? And not that I ever saw this on TV, but they sold a product, a toilet you hang off your tailgate, a toilet you hang off your hitch.
Oh, yeah, right off the, yep.
Off your hitch.
Yep.
Off your receiver.
That's perfect.
Anyone know this, what we're talking about?
No.
Mm-mm.
It's for people going out camping and hunting and fishing and whatnot. Some kind of toilet seat that hooks up to your receiver on the back of your pickup or your SUV or whatever. Some kind of bucket with a seat, and that's how you make your number 2 skis.
Mm.
And then again, when you're done, dump it into the back seat of your friend's car. Yeah, I wonder whatever happened with that. See if you can find that one online, if they're still selling those items. That the hitch toilet, whatever they called it.
It looks like you can get one for about $40.
Cool. But what do I do with my truck nuts? My truck nuts are already hanging there off of my...
Oh, you can fit both.
Skechers Shape-Ups. There were some shoes that were shaped in a way to where just by walking around, I believe, They claimed you would lose weight and strengthen and tone your ass cheeks and your legs and your abs.
I remember these very, very well.
Just because of the shape of the shoe, there was a certain different type of pressure and all that. You remember those very well?
Yeah, wow, that's like when I first started watching TV. That's from a very long time ago.
They had Kim Kardashian and Brooke Burke selling them on television. Brooke Burke from the old fitness program on ESPN.
Kim Kardashian, she's known for her butt. I could see why she'd be a good spokeswoman for that.
The belly.
So we got the name for the trailer hitch toilet, according to the Brother and Sisterhood, the Bumper Dumper.
Oh, brilliant! I love it. I remember you and I were on the ground floor for that. I believe we saw that product being sold at an outdoor show many, many years ago. I think it was the first time they were showing it off. It might have been 15 years ago. The belly burner was a heating pad. This sounds dangerous to me. Another ab product. You place some heating pad on your belly, and it supposedly helps you burn fat, like literally burn fat. I'd hate to take a 6-hour nap on top of that sumbitch, you know what I'm saying? Come out, look. And then, of course, the shake weight.
Yeah. Boy, that was popular for a while. Remember the South Park episode with the shake weight?
That's all I can think of.
And then the change comes out.
They say you could give Keanu Reeves a shake weight and he'd look like a fool using it.
Yeah.
Even as cool as he is. They say maybe shake weights work, but most of us will never know because we're too embarrassed to be walking around the house with using that arm motion up and down.
I've tried one.
Did it work?
It felt silly. Well, I just tried it out at a store. I think it might have been at the As Seen on TV store.
You get any takers?
I got a couple of phone numbers.
Yeah, there you go.
KARE 11's Janel Klein.
This is the 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
Absolutely unbelievable. We're running out of time here on our Tuesday broadcast of the Half-Assed Morning Show. Janel Klein is in studio. The Bumper Dumper. That's not your new nickname or anything. I just wanted to say that. I wanted to say that out loud again. We were talking about these wacky ass as seen on TV products. One of them was the Bumper Dumper, where you hang a toilet off your trailer hitch. Text messages came in on some other silly as seen on TV type products that have been, well, I don't know. Do you count this one? A listener says, remember the Nike tennis shoes where the pump on the tongue of the shoe was supposed to make you jump higher?
Oh, yes.
Those are Reeboks.
Oh, they're Reeboks?
Yeah, the Reebok pumps. I wanted some of those so bad.
I remember seeing it in what Robin Hood Men in Tights, and Dave Chappelle. He had to jump on his horse. And he's like, hold on, I need to pump these up.
I'm a Robin Hood Men in Tights fan myself as well, Wapple.
Oh, such a good movie.
And,
Little John.
Listeners were texting in some slogans from some of these as seen on TV products. Does anyone know what this is related to? Set it and forget it? It sounds familiar, doesn't it?
Sounds so familiar.
Set it and forget it. Maybe someone can text in if we can't answer. 651-989-9393. Set it and... this is cute. So
was it like a rotisserie oven?
That's where it's coming. That's the first thing that comes up.
That was way off.
Okay. We'll get the full product name, I'm sure, in a minute or two. Real quick, I thought this was very funny. So we're rolling, 10 minutes ago, we're rolling through all these insane as seen on TV products. All these ab rollers and thigh masters and leg-exercise machines and shoes and this and that. Some listener texted in and says, it sounds like you're going through my mother's garage right now. Some people get addicted to that kind of thing. Addicted to buying things.
They must be effective. You see so many of those late night commercials.
Some more. RKO Me Sheezes. I talked to her on our last Infect the River boat party. Does anyone remember a product called the Bump It? Bump It.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yep, you put it in your hair.
Yep.
What do you do with your hairdo?
It would make you just, I don't know, put it like right where these headphones are, kind of like in the middle of your head.
On the top of the
Yep.
top of your head.
And then I would take like this part of my hair, the front of my bangs, and put it over the Bump It. So it looks like I got a big bump in the middle of my head.
Okay.
You're bumping it.
I'm bumping it.
All right, bump it. Janelle, did you go out on the town?
I did not.
No?
No,
But I know what
could
it is.
Totally see that being in your wheelhouse.
Yep. Nope. But I know.
I wanted your head to look taller?
Yeah, what was the idea?
Just say your hair's fuller, kind of.
Oh, I see. So your hair looks like it was standing a little higher on top of your head.
There was a long period of time there where women absolutely hated having flat hair.
Yes.
Hey, Dana, when you get your new hairdo, tell them to install a permanent bump it.
Is it a permanent bumper in there?
What?
That'd be the look.
That'd be sweet.
I'd love it if you had a bump it. I could see you having a man bun, actually. Did you ever have one?
I never had the patience to grow it long enough to really do it. Maybe like a little tiny one, but I get so sick of the long. I don't look good. I don't look good at all, but especially the long hair.
What do you want him to do, Josh?
You're beautiful, Dan.
I said I could see him having a man bun. Doesn't he seem like
absolutely.
a dude that would have a man bun?
Come on, all you soccer fans run around town with a man bun. Don't try to lie to us.
Oh, no, they do. I'm just saying I've never had the patience to grow my hair long enough to pull it out.
I got to say, I haven't seen you yet this morning, but you had a rad beard going yesterday.
Yeah, I still do. I haven't shaved it in a couple weeks now.
I was just going to bring that up because Dana was telling me yesterday, he's like, how can you do it with this beard? It's so itchy all the time.
It is itchy, uh-huh.
Got a listener who texted in on As Seen on TV products, and he says, I've bought 2 things from television. One was a fishing lure, didn't work for jack squat. And the other was Girls Gone Wild videos.
Oh, that was huge.
Oh, my God.
And that got a lot of use, he says.
Oh, man.
A lot of use.
Those things
Snoop
got
Dogg
passed
got
around all
involved.
over.
Yeah. Those were popular.
They were so popular.
Another listener says, I bought the backyard wrestling VHS tapes from a TV ad.
Yeah, that was another big one that was passed around the halls of high school.
I watched those too, but I didn't get them off TV. I found them at a video store. And I loved that stuff. Oh, it was so horribly violent, and these kids are lucky to be alive. But I sat and watched every minute of it.
Yeah, we used to rent those. And what were the motorcycles? I know somebody out there knows. There's these really popular motorcycle ones. They had a cool name.
Where guys are doing stunts?
Yeah, shoot. Somebody help me out with that. They were really popular for a while. And I remember we used to rent those too.
Watching the guys do crazy things on their motorbikes?
Got a text here from someone who said Reebok pumps are back. They just bought some last year.
Oh.
These are sweet kicks.
I hadn't heard anyone say that in a long time. Sorry I blew up.
If I remember correctly,
kicks.
I do think Reebok had to come out and say, by pumping the shoes, it's not actually going to help you jump any higher.
Who is Ron? Is it Ron Pompey? Ron Pompey?
Yeah.
He's what's the word I'm looking for?
Pitchman.
A regular As Seen on TV pitchman? Okay. People have been texting in the name. I'm not familiar. What does he sell? Ron Pompey.
Well, kind of everything, right?
Oh, everything. Okay. Sorry.
Crusty Demons. Thank you, brother and sister.
Dude, that's a cool name for a motorcycle gang. The Crusty
Demons.
That reminds me of some of the slang terms that Wapple uses when he talks about, how do you call it again, snowboarding.
Oh, yeah, steez.
What is steez?
Yeah, what's steez?
Style.
Oh, see, I've heard of some people refer to a vagina as a steez.
No.
But anyway,
6 steez.
I've never heard that.
Because when I was at Lutzen a few days ago, we went on a gondola ride.
Oh, there was no POW up there yet.
No, now explain that.
No, there was no POW.
Yeah, powdered snow.
So you probably weren't able to shred the gnar then.
No, you can't.
See, that's where I'm going with this. So I'm on the damn gondola thing, right? And there's no POW. It's a fall event, though. They still let you ride the gondola to the top of the mountain, and then they serve onion rings up there and whatnot, and you can get a view of all the mountains. And so I'm on the gondola, and when we got to the top of the mountain, the gondola operator was like this Darby Allin-looking punk rock kid. Everything's pierced and everything's tattooed, and his shirt says, give me a snowboard brand. Burton, and his pants say, give me another snowboard brand.
Let's go Bonfire.
Okay, Bonfire. And so he's running the gondola, and I said to this woman that I was with, I said, I bet that kid knows how to shred the gnar.
I know shred the gnar.
Oh, yeah.
And she had no idea what I was talking. I said, it's Wapple snowboard slang. You don't listen to the show enough to know the what.
Yeah, that dude would be in the Doink Gang for sure.
Oh, I bet when there is POW up there, that dude just does double backflips.
Oh, yeah.
And you find jewelry all over the slopes, for money. A little bit tattoo ink rubbed off on some moguls.
Look, a nose ring.
Yeah, because he knows Burton. He knows Bonfire. All right, we got to get the hell out of here. Janelle, thank you very much.
Thanks, you guys, and congratulations.
Oh, well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I wish I would have known that you were interested beforehand.
I mean, maybe down the road.
Maybe is the word, Josh. I've gone on maybe many times in my life, haven't I?
That's all you need.
That's all I get.
Wapple, he's still a single man.
Oh, Wapple.
Wapple? What if he asks?
I mean, can't rule anything out.
No, it's
yeah,
a
but
possibility.
I've got a girlfriend. We're kind of a thing.
You are?
Yeah.
That's Janel Klein.
Serious?
Why are you trying to push my woman off on other dudes?
Wait, you can't say she's your woman. You're freshly married. You're not supposed to say that kind of thing anymore.
I still don't understand the concept, to be honest with you.
He had trouble pronouncing monogamous yesterday.
I'm still having a hard time understanding where I'm supposed to be going with this.
Yeah, he didn't know how to pronounce that.
Thanks again, Janelle.
Thanks, you guys.
JS Guide Service Jesus said happy birthday to his wonderful wife. She worries too much, Jesus, and everybody else. Happy Taco Tuesday.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show. 93 X.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show podcast is sponsored by Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. New episodes drop each weekday. If your podcast platform has ratings, go ahead and give us 5 stars and maybe give our enemies 1. Thanks, and here's a word from our sponsor.
Standard Heating and Air Conditioning is currently hiring experienced and entry-level HVAC technicians. Apply today at standardheating.com.